rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one Chief Rock Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show. Salute, salute, salute. Welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. We're going to come here, chop it up a few minutes. I'm going to add the link in a few minutes. I'm going to talk about the Knicks center position search and updates. As it stands at this very moment, the rumor mill has the Knicks and multiple teams in pursuit of the Utah Jazz's center, Walker Kessler. And at the moment, let me see if I can do something with this camera. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. There we go. And at the moment, the Utah Jazz's asking price, for said young center includes a first-round pick. And I want to speak to that first-round pick compensation for Walker Kessler and what it means to the New York Knicks. So first, I'm going to say salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming through, rocking with us. T. Williams in the building. What's good, man? I see you. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. JJ in the building. Corey Lee in the place to be. Went to a Queensboro University, and since kindergarten, he acquired the knowledge. And after 12th grade, he went straight to Uncle Sam. Bim. Shaquan in the building. Wiz is in the building. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Andios is in the building. King Imbert is in the building. Salute to all the members of the channel, man. Salute to y'all, man. Thank y'all for supporting the channel in all the ways you possibly can. I appreciate y'all. Chef NYK is in the building. Salute to all the down south Knicks in the building. Repping. 19 Comment NYC is in the building. Rich Boaz in the building. Salute. Salute, man. Salute to everybody coming through, supporting all the Knicks content creators as we go about trying to have it be a pleasant experience for everybody. Have these dope conversations. Have these difficult conversations. Man, salute to everybody in the Knicks universe that makes this thing fun. Salute to everybody. Salute, salute, salute. Cheers to y'all. Salute to everybody watching us on X. Salute to everybody watching us on YouTube. So the latest update I have for the Walker Kessler situation is that multiple teams are interested in the young Utah Jazz center. Just watched him tonight against Zach Edey. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. 19 comment says, cheers. Yeah, man. Cheers, man, to y'all, man. Cheers. Salute to everybody. So the Walker Kessler thing all of a sudden is a little bit more complicated. All of a sudden, there's a market for Walker Kessler, right? And not saying that one didn't previously exist, but what I'm gonna say is the things that attract the Knicks to Walker Kessler is probably the same thing that's attracting other teams to Walker Kessler. A nice, tidy little contract, defensive, all NBA defense potential. All the things that make him attracted to the Knicks is going to make him attractive to other teams that are in a pinch, so to speak. Right? But here's the thing, if you're the Knicks. Yo, TC in the building. TC, we was just talking about you the other day, man. I was just talking to you the other day with might have been Todd Barbie. May have been Todd Barbie. May have been somebody else. May have been somebody else. Yeah, but I was just talking about you. I was like, yeah, man, TC being here loyal too. Fritz Alcindor says, I don't think it's as easy as a first round pick. It's still the cost of. Yeah. No, that's not totally what I'm getting to that. I'm gonna get to that. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me do this right away. I don't think it's just a first round pick. I think that might be the starting point for Walker Kessler. If you're the Knicks, so Nick X says, what do you disapprove then? No. I'm not disapproving it. I'm not, unless you're talking to somebody else. I'm not disapproving of anything. I think he's worth whatever they pay. If the Knicks give up 2 first-round picks for Walker Kessler, I'm cool with that also. If the Knicks give up a young player and a first-round pick, I'm cool with that also. I think Walker Kessler is the missing piece for us. There are other centers, I think, that can do an adequate job as a complement. But I think Walker Kessler would be the future of the center position for the Knicks. Corey Lee says that was for JJ. Talking about this? Nah, this ain't what you think it is, bro. It's not Kool-Aid. It's definitely not Kool-Aid. It's one of those high protein, not high protein, but zero sugar, something, some type of hydration drink is what it is. TC says you can sign Trill for way less. Yeah. But he's not, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Willie Cauley-Stein, and I like Trill, by the way. Right? Trill is from where we from. I like Trill, right? But Trill should be 30 by now. I think Trill, I think that train may have left the station, so to speak. And Shoquan says, bring Kessler home, Leon. Leon, you heard that man. Leon, you heard him. Now, Leon, you know I don't tell you what to do, but if somebody else tell you to do something, I'll co-sign it. So the Walker Kessler thing is interesting. I got a chance to see him tonight. I was talking to Barbie and Dre tonight while the game was on. And man, listen, man, don't play it, man. Go get Walker Kessler. The more people get to see him, the higher his price is going to go. Keith Turner's in the building. Salute. That man blocked Zach Edey straight up. And for those that don't know, Zach Edey is like 7'4". Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Go get him, bro. He young. He cheap. He's still able to develop. Yeah, man. Go get him. Pay the price. But ironically, I don't think it's a Leon Rose decision on how fast Walker Kessler is moved. I think it's a Danny Ainge decision. And when prepping for the show, ironically, when prepping for the show, one of the things I thought about is, do the Knicks want to go through another summer of messing around with Danny Ainge? As Knicks fans, do you want to go through another summer of messing around with Danny Ainge? Is that something that you have the stamina for? King Imbert, do you have the stomach to give up not to give up? I'm sorry. He says, I'm afraid to give up Deuce. This is where things get dicey, right? Where's his comment? This is where things get dicey. I don't think Deuce is the one that you need to worry about. What I think Danny Ainge is going to ask us for is Tyler Kolek, Pacom Dadier, and a first-round pick. That's what I think they're going to ask for. Right? Molly Mall in the building. Salute. Now, of course, what you ask for and what you get are always going to be separate things. Keith Turner says, we definitely need to move on from Mitchell Robinson. I'm sorry if you don't agree with me. Okay. Nick Yak says, turned out that way. I didn't want him, but understood the role of the dice. We hadn't had a point guard for years. Yeah. And Corey Lee says, hit the nail on the head, Bem. Salute, brethren. What's good?
Hey, what's going on?
Ain't nothing, man. Hey, see, you been busy.
Yeah.
You've been
trying to dedicate a little bit more time.
Yeah, man. I saw that, bro. I was like, yo, he on again? Yo, this cat got stamina. So how you feeling about the Danny Ainge saga as it appears to be?
I know, like right now, it looks a little bit like a dead end.
Right
now.
Right.
I know people are looking at it and they're like, oh, that ain't much. But I think it's a little bit more of a dead end than most people think.
Right. I think so too. I think Danny Ainge wants to do this thing on his terms and on his timeline. And Dre and I had this conversation earlier. Basically, Utah's timeline is one that they don't want to appear to be a tanking team, even though we know they're a tanking team. right? Because you
Yeah.
don't put your best players out there in hopes to get draft picks if you're not looking to tank,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's kind of like what I saw Atlanta do when they traded away DeJounte Murray for less than they
Mm-hmm.
would have got at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Right? Like if they'd have did the DeJounte Murray trade at the trade deadline, my belief is they would have got more than Dyson Daniels and some weird pick or whatever it is. Right? But Utah clearly wants to trade Lauri Markkanen to the Golden State Warriors for Kuminga and a bunch of picks. Right?
Yeah. They want Kaminga is like an ascending player. Because what they're doing is they're doing the process, but they're doing it a little bit different. Except they're running the pick game more than Philly was.
Right.
So he's not ready to lock in. He's not ready to lock in anybody long term until he has his 1A.
His 1A. I was gonna say 2. I think he wants to get 2 1A type players. Now, both can't be 1A because 1A basically means singular, right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, 1 is singular, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think he wants to reshuffle until he comes up aces, right? That's what I think he's wanting to do, right? Even if he can get a queen, a king, he can get multi-suited. He don't want that. He wants all aces because he knows it's difficult to sign free agents in Utah. But if you draft them and if they're great from day one, say if they draft a Jason Tatum and he's like on that Tatum path from day one, or Kobe, and he's that from day one, then they can play the long game with the rookie max extension and all that stuff until that player gets to about 28, 29. And then if he wants to leave, he can leave. But they got 8 years worth of work out of that player before that player can leave. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I think they're shuffling the deck chairs constantly. And I think that may be the reason why they take gambles on players like Cody Williams, Bryce Sensabaugh, Taylor Hendricks. Oh God, they have another player too. I can't remember. Keontae George. They're gambling.
Keontae George is nice. Yeah.
They're gambling. They're rolling the dice on those players to see if one of those can be a 1A type player. Meanwhile, they already know what Lauri Markkanen is. Lauri Markkanen can be a highly efficient player in a setting if you feed him and feature him. But Lauri Markkanen ain't taking your franchise nowhere, bro. Lauri Markkanen by himself. Lauri Markkanen is probably the third best player on your team if you're building a championship contender, right? He's kind of like, in my opinion, he's kind of like Porzingis in that his unique skill set is not one that can shoulder the load of a franchise, but if you have a guy that can shoulder the load, then he'd be a perfect complement. Like I don't know if you notice or not. You probably don't know, but I like to eat, right? I'm an eater, right? And I know you don't know this about me, man, because so we ain't chop it up or whatever. But I'm an eater, right? But I'm not an eater in that sense where I'll just eat anything, bro. Right? Like I'm a picky eater. But if you break, man, listen, if you got something that's in my alley, like steak,
I got ribeye.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. All of it, bro. All of it, bro. Yeah,
I got you.
You saw 2 people over here and you bought 2 servings. Well, what's that other person gonna eat? Because I'm eating both of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a honey bun guy either, though. So it's that type. But anyway. If the Knicks can't pull off the Walker Kessler thing, is there a comparable option out there a starter level, all NBA defensive potential guy in maybe say year 1 or year 2 of his contract at the center position that you can go get?
No, I don't think so. Um, yeah, I think he has a rare skill set. Like he's a shot blocker. He's like I kind of year 1, year 2 that
Yeah.
early. I don't know anybody's. I mean, they're guys, but they're not shot blockers. They're like big men that people like that are like at that level, but they're not good defenders.
See, that's the reason why I think the Cowboy Bob in the building. Salute.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why the Walker Kessler thing to me was one of those you have to strike while the iron is hot instead of waiting around.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, and Smokey Robinson had a song, "Shop Around." My mama told me you better shop around. Nah, man, you gotta, in certain cases, you gotta, in my mind, you gotta go get it. I think Walker Kessler was that. But now that the market has slowed down tremendously and there is a dwindling Lauri Markkanen market because cap space is full or getting full, or trade partners are maybe leaving the dance floor because they may have removed themselves, gone in a different direction. I think the Lauri Markkanen thing may stretch out into the season. And
I think so too. Yeah, I think that they're looking for something specific. They want their cake and eat it too. They want young people back. They want picks back. It's not going to be a situation where, oh, we just want equal value. No, they're going to take the best on your team, the best and cheapest on your team, and take all your picks.
Yep. For Lauri Markkanen, who is probably a third best player. Like, he'll be your best big. He can be your best big if you surround him by great guards.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'll state this too. You don't know how great Lauri Markkanen can be because you've never seen him play with elite guards for an extended amount of time.
No, nothing's been consistent over there.
Yeah. And so in Chicago, I don't know. I'll jog your memory a little bit. You remember when he was in Chicago, and Chicago had Bobby Portis, Daniel Gafford, Wendell Carter Jr., Mirotic. Remember when they had 6 or 7 bigs, and all of them were young, fighting for minutes, and so Lauri Markkanen played minutes at the 3, not like Cleveland, but some minutes at the 3. It wasn't like in Cleveland where they legit played him starter minutes at the 3 at times.
Mm-hmm.
But their guards were Ryan Arcidiacono and Tomas Satoransky. You remember that?
Yep.
And then in Utah, so I guess he had elite guard play in Cleveland, but Darius Garland wasn't an all-star. When he was in Cleveland, Darius became an all-star after they traded him away, I think. Was it? Or was it the same year? I can't remember. I think it was a year. I can't remember.
Not sure how long he was there.
Yeah, I think he was there for like a year, I think. It wasn't too long.
Yeah, maybe a season.
Yeah. One of the things that intrigues me about Walker Kessler, a Walker Kessler type, and a Lauri Markkanen type, by the way, is that neither have played with an elite guard that can open up the floor for them, have spacing, have consistency, and not consistency in game, but consistency over a week, over a month, over a year, right? Where they can get into a groove or a pocket where they can learn to develop certain skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think most of his history, before Utah, they were always trying to change him into what they wanted him to. They wanted him to be a shooter.
Yeah.
They wanted him to be a shooter back then, because they wanted him to be like kind of like Dirk. They didn't want him to, so like when he got to Utah, he could do whatever he wanted, and that's when he kind of blew up. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got the potential to do all those things too, by the way. A very fluid athlete at 7 foot, 240 pounds. He's a big guy to be a shooter. But on the Walker Kessler front, though, do you see in a world, can Walker Kessler develop into the guy that would balance out the asking price from Danny Ainge?
Yeah, I don't think. See, I don't think Ainge's price is like particularly high, but it's too specific. I think he's trying to get as many lottery balls as he can for Cooper Flag next year.
Right.
I don't think when they say a first round pick, I don't think he means any first round pick. I think he wants to get, if he can have 3 or 4 tries in next year's 3 or 4 like unprotected tries at Cooper Flag next year, I think that's what he wants.
Okay.
So you sound like the big one. Yeah.
Right. We got company, bro. Eddie, see what's going on. Just come in and take your flowers, bro. Yes, Eddie, see, you were right. Eddie,
hello.
C, yeah, what's good, bro? Come in and get your flowers, bro. Come in and get your flowers. You're right. What's up, boss? So Eddie, C,
hold on just a sec. I think I'm having some.
We can hear you, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't think I can hear you well.
Oh, you want to go back out and come back in? All right, let's let Eddie C figure that out. Right. Eddie C, I don't know if you were here. First, I don't know if you were here, but Eddie C said teams are gonna mess around in the draft and let Baylor Shireman fall to the Celtics at 30 and then regret the fact that Baylor Shireman fell to the Celtics. Eddie C, what's good, man?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can hear us. Let me see. I'll tell you what. I'll redo the link. Eddie C, if you can hear
No,
me.
I'm good now.
Okay. All right. So you were right, bro.
You talking to me?
Yes.
About what?
Baylor Shireman.
What part?
Well, you and State were doing the mock draft.
Uh-huh.
And you said, man, it wouldn't surprise me if the Knicks took Baylor Shireman right here.
Uh-huh.
But teams are gonna regret letting Baylor Shireman fall down the board and mess around and go to a team like the Celtics.
Right.
Skill set. You remember saying that? Me, you, and State?
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I guess after we did what we did with Macau, it wasn't that much of a need anymore. So I can see why they did what they did with Daddier. But Boston isn't in that boat. Like they don't care. Like they'll just take the best player available.
Right.
And he's a sniper, so he's a better Sam Hauser.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, he's a better Sam Hauser. But before I got in, what exactly were you guys talking about?
The Knicks finding a center.
And was it Kessler?
Yeah, we were talking about Kessler. We were, but we were not. I think both Fritz and Fritz is here. He can speak for himself, but both of us feel as if maybe the Walker Kessler thing has maybe dissipated some from the Knicks' perspective.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think either two things. Either the Knicks are looking higher,
Okay.
or it's like what do you call that? All in or nothing.
Okay.
So
Right.
I was listening to the other day. I was listening to Knicks Fans TV,
Okay.
and he had said that the Knicks were looking at somebody, but he couldn't say who it was. So that's what got me to thinking, and I think
Did he say why he couldn't say who it was?
I guess because they're not supposed to. If they get some sort of information that's not 100% there yet, it's bad business to say. So then, because next time around they wouldn't tell him. So it's just etiquette. It's just like media etiquette. But so that got me to thinking. That's when I posted what I posted today on the morning drive, saying that the Knicks have an ace up their sleeve. And I don't know exactly how it would be done, but I was thinking instead of Walker Kessler, it was probably Lauren Markkinen. I don't know.
So I got the alert from Bleacher Report that says the Jazz won a first for Walker Kessler.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that follows Bleacher Report, I guess you got the same alert. And they were like the Knicks are one of the teams in on the big man. I don't know, bro.
But you can say that 5 seconds is like a first down, right?
Fritz, is that accurate?
We've kind of been using it that way, kind of like putting it together, but I don't think that's what Utah wants. Like Utah has plenty of picks. Like I think they're trying to get lottery balls for Cooper.
I think I was getting into the chat when you were just saying that. You might be 100% right. Like I would do that.
Yes. So like they're like, oh, give me 2025, and then if they have like 4 picks, don't matter if it could be in the lottery, out of the lottery, but you want 4 good picks. So if Utah is going to tank, and Utah can tank, and maybe they'll get the second pick, and if I got 3 other picks, can I move up? If I add 5 picks, can I move up? You know what I mean? I think they're looking for next year to see if even if they don't get the number 1 pick, they have enough in the tank. They could just overwhelm somebody with an offer for him.
So
I don't think anybody's going to trade Cooper Flag, bro.
No,
it don't matter what you offer.
So let's fast forward.
Okay.
It's the trade deadline.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit is playing good basketball. Walker Kessler is still on Utah. Will that Detroit pick look more appealing for a Walker Kessler? Like at that time,
what do you mean by good ball?
Like the Knicks are playing well. Mitchell Robinson.
What do you mean by Detroit playing good ball though?
Because we have their 2025.
Yeah.
We have their 2025 first round pick,
No,
which is
I already,
top.
Eddie C, listen to me, bro. We already know all that stuff. When I
Mhm.
say good ball, do you mean they're playing better than they were last year when they were the worst team in the league?
They are
Or
Orlando from this year,
what? So you're talking about a 30-win swing?
like a top 6, top 5 team.
That's
Okay.
a miracle.
I mean, but I mean, okay. After Orlando and Indiana, who's next? Is it Miami? I don't know yet. Is it Atlanta? I don't know yet. Is it? I mean, so 7, 8 is still in the realm of possibilities, which is that pick conveys. Um, Orlando looks like there might be at the same spot, maybe like 5. Cleveland, they might be around the same spot, like maybe like 5. Hopefully, the Knicks are around at least 2, 3. So who else are we looking at that's going to make a jump? I don't see Charlotte doing it. I don't see who else is out there. So I think there's a realm of possibilities where Detroit might be a top 7, top 8 team. Fast forward into the trade deadline, they're top 8. Does that pick look more appealing to probably get a Walker Kessler? Okay, you have it up here. I mean, that's exactly what I said, right?
Yeah.
Miami, Cleveland, 5. Atlanta's all the way down to 13. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be that bad. Detroit's at 11. Can they be better than Toronto? Yes. Can they be better than whoever you had up there? I think so.
Okay.
Can they be better than Miami? Maybe not.
But what are you asking? Are you asking is the pick going to be appealing enough for us to trade it for Walker
Yes,
Kessler?
that's exactly what I'm asking. If they're a top 7, top 18, is there, because there's a lot of things that can happen during the season, even for the Knicks. You know, Jalen Brunson gets God forbid, a knee. OG, like always, might get banged up with a hammy for fucking for like a month. Julius is still coming back from that shoulder injury, and that's just the Knicks. You don't know how Giannis is gonna hold up. You don't know how Dame is gonna hold up. Dame is like 33. So is Middleton. I mean, they're looking to get off Brook, who's 35. You don't know if Milwaukee might slide. So, but at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, if we don't get it done now, there might be a possibility where at the trade deadline we still have enough assets, and the Knicks are smart enough where they still have enough assets. Even after making the Mikal Bridges trade, they still have enough assets to make plays at the trade deadline, at the end of the season, even at the beginning of this season. They still have enough assets. Deuce McBride is still out there. Mitchell Robinson is still out there. Precious Achua is still a signing trade option, which, bro, he hasn't been signed. There's a reason to this.
Right.
What I'm just saying is, the New York Knicks have a lot of options. I'm not in the damn war rooms to know exactly what they are, but I'm also not dumb enough to know that, yo, why we haven't signed Achua? We need a backup 5'4". Like, he hasn't. Like, what's going on there? I don't think Porty is important enough for us not to sign him. We can just sign him and
We
have.
signed him today.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we signed him today. He's not that important enough where we can hold out on him. Maybe people are looking at McCullers like, yo, we can like we don't need him really. We have 100. We have like wings now.
Okay.
He was just like the best like value right there. Like I can't believe nobody picked him, so let's just take him. I mean, we even have Pacom Dadier, like he's ahead of McCullers.
Okay.
So if you don't sign him, that means you can trade him. Once you sign him, you have to wait. I don't know if it's 30 days. I don't know if it's 6 months. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I know you have to wait.
So the point that you're getting at is maybe Detroit to be good enough for the pick to be. But see, the thing is, and I think Fritz might agree with me on this. The thing is, with the Detroit pick, it has to fall into a certain pocket, right? It has to be just good enough for it to convey for the Knicks, but poor enough where it'll have a chance to stay where it is in the lottery, where Detroit won't get the pick back, right? So, because I think it's Fritz. What is it? Is it top 10 protected now or top 12?
Top 10 protected.
So they have to stay in that. You wanted to stay in that 11 to 14 range.
I thought it was worse. I thought it was top 13.
No, it was. It has progression limitations on it. Like when we first got it, it was top 16 protected, and then top 14, and then
now it's 11. Now it's 10. I'm sorry.
Now it's 10. So it's got to be 11 through
30.
Freebie,
it's possible.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying that it's not, bro. What I'm saying is in order for it to be attractive to Utah, like for instance, say on a wild thing that the Detroit Pistons win the NBA Finals, they win the championship. Just say something magically happen. Bob Barker, The Price is Right, plays point guard for them, and they magically win the NBA championship. Right? Pick number 30 is not attractive to Utah.
Yeah,
of course not.
Right. Actually, I have the numbers on the protections if you want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so this year it was 1 through 18. They can keep it. Next year it is 1 through 13. They can keep it. 26 1 through 11, and 27 is 1 through 9.
Okay.
It's. I think it has value.
Right, it does have value, but it's still got to stay in a certain pocket. Like in order for it to be attractive to Utah, Fritz, you said if it's 14 or worse, we get it, right?
Yeah, 14 or worse, we keep it. Yeah.
So it's got to be in that 14, 15 range for it to be appealing to Utah.
Might not convey this year, but next year it has a good shot, and then after that, I think it has a really good shot.
Yeah, well, the odds say that, but in the Utah Jazz negotiation, they don't care about 2 years and 3 years from now. Like what Fritz is saying, they want to get assets so they can trade up and get Cooper Flag or earn the pick outright.
2025 is definite. That's why the Knicks couldn't trade any of the picks from this year. Why do you think the Knicks
they want it now? Like protected picks are not worth an unprotected pick. It's like
no. But what I'm saying is,
and they're not worth one.
What I'm trying to say is, why did Brooklyn not take any of our 2024 picks? Because they're not valuable. The 2025 pick, even though it might be 25 through 27, is more valuable than both of the 2024 picks that we had this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but
especially going to 2031, where if you started 2025. 2031 to Brooklyn is more appealing because by that time, Brunson is what? He's 27 now. He'll be 33.
Yeah.
So you start later.
But that's not what Fritz is. Fritz is talking about next year's draft, bro. Like Utah don't care about all that stuff.
They want something tangible. They don't want something that it may convey, not convey. They want something like bird in the hand. Burden Bush.
They want basically they want Cooper Flag, bro. That's where the conversation starts and ends. They want Cooper Flag, right? And and they either want the pick that's gonna be used to get Cooper Flag, or they want the arsenal that can trade up to get Cooper Flag or that pick.
No, that's
Right.
why I'm thinking that it's probably not even Walker Kessler that the Knicks are trying to get. That's why I'm thinking that if there's some way in this world, like this is a hypothetical. This is like there's a segment on Ian Begley's SNY that's called Stargazing. And where I'm at is the Knicks are trying to get Lauri Markkanen.
Okay.
Obviously, that entails Julius Randle. If there's a way in this world where Julius Randle lands in the Lakers, that's how we get Lauri. But I've done it a million times. Like Freezy and Fritz, man, I don't know if you know me that much, but I live and breathe this shit. Like sometimes I don't even fucking go to sleep just looking at just like doing this shit in my head.
Right.
There's no way that I see the Lakers getting off. What's the shooting guard? Reeves. That's somebody
Austin
who I
Reeves.
see Utah looking at. Even though they drafted Cody, like I've said, I've done this a million times. There's no way that I see the Lakers getting off Reeves to plug in Randall. But that's the only way that I see us getting Markkanen. But these dudes have something, Freezy and Fritz. They have something. If they get it done, I don't know yet, but they have something, and they're doing something, bro.
Yeah, they're definitely holding out for something, or waiting for something, or waiting for a possibility.
And that's the beautiful of this team, Uncle Breezy. They do this stuff to us.
Bro, I'm in a separate camp, bro. I'm in a camp where
Why?
because they gave you the greatest Knicks offseason ever.
Okay.
But instead of us saying this is the greatest offseason ever, we're like, nah, that ain't enough. Oh, you re-signed OG and Anunoby? Nah, that ain't enough. Wait. You traded away the kick in caboodle for the one player that Knicks fans have been begging for 2
Because you're
years?
smart. Like, listen, you're smart like
and,
me.
and you're bringing in. They appeased every bit of the fan base. For the people that love trades, they traded for a guy. For people that love free agency, they re-signed OG and Anunoby. For the ones that are like build it the right way, they drafted 4 rookies, bro. What else you want them to do? You want them to pull a bunny out of the hat now too?
Because you're smart like me, and you know that the team is not complete.
Bro,
You know that Randall and Mitchell Robinson. You know that Randall and Mitch.
Fritz, have you not been impressed by what the Knicks did this offseason?
Oh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
They
just need to close it up. They just need to, you want them to. I don't think there's anything huge. I don't necessarily think there's anything huge going to happen, but they just need to just tie the loose ends.
What loose end do they have?
Looks like Precious and someone else.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Y'all help me with it. Not only did they trade and get the guy that 50% of the fan base wanted, right?
Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Right? They re-signed OG Anunoby, didn't let him walk for nothing. They didn't give him $250 million like he could have got. That man took a $40 million haircut, right? We went into the draft. We drafted an athletic 6'8" wing because some people were saying that the Knicks are too short. They went out and drafted a 6'11" center. They drafted a backup point guard because we complained about that. And then they went out and got a Josh Hart clone out of Kansas who flew under the radar because of a knee injury. Like, if it wasn't for the knee injury, McCullers would have been a first-round pick, right? They went out and did all of that, right? And then they also acquired Keita Bates-Diop in a trade with the Nets, another athletic 3/4 or 4/3, however you view them, right? And now we're like, yo, you did Leon Rose, dog, you did all of that. Now light my cigarette and park my car.
I like Diop.
I mean, dog, the dude legit had the best Knicks offseason since 96, maybe.
It's not complete. Because I'm gonna tell you why.
You hard to please, bro.
It's not complete because you know that the optimal lineup is Mitchell Robinson at the 5, OG Anunoby at the 4, Mikal Bridges at the 3, DiVincenzo at the 2, and Brunson at the 1.
Where's OG Anunoby?
At the 4.
Wait.
No,
what?
Josh Hart is the one that I'm leaving out.
Where's Randall?
Because I'm telling you that you know that the optimal lineup is that one.
I don't know that. None of those dudes that you mentioned have Julius Randle's resume, bro. None of them.
No, it's not that.
None of those dudes. Eddie C, all those dudes together have not been to the All-Star game 3 times.
It's not
all
that.
Those dudes together have been all NBA twice, bro.
It's not that, and that's where Knicks fans are split. It's not the player and what he brings to the table. It's the construction of the team. I like Julius Randle a lot. If Julius Randle was next to Brook Lopez, no, you don't hear anything about him. Not a peep. But he's next to Mitchell Robinson. And Mitchell Robinson and OG at the 4, that works. Randle needs a stretch 5. And those are really hard to come by. A rim running center, dime a dozen. That's where the fight between Knicks fans and basically how you construct the team comes through. Because every time Mitchell Robinson is in the middle of the lane and he's picking and rolling, Julius Randle is right there in the box.
What lineup was on the floor when you say that?
The starting lineup.
No. What starting lineup was on the floor when that happened?
When every time the Mitchell. Okay, so Hartenstein works so well because he was at the free throw line.
No,
getting a pass.
That's not what I asked you. When you said when Randle is on the floor, Mitch clogs the lane, and I'm asking you what other 3 players were on the floor with those 2.
Well, it was probably OG. It was probably DiVincenzo. The ones that were there last year.
No, those.
No, you're not going to put me on the stand here, Freezy. You're not going to put me on the stand.
Eddie C, the fact is those 3 never played together.
They played for a whole month. What are you talking about?
Mitchell Robinson did not play with OG Anunoby and Randall. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're right about that. You're right.
Yeah. Mitch didn't come back until late March, April.
But exactly, that's why they did play so well, because Isaiah Hartenstein was at the free throw line.
Eddie, salute, fellas.
Salute.
What's up?
You about to get double.
Hey, don't put Eddie C on the stand, bro. Eddie C, all I'm saying, Eddie C, you know you my man. I'm not putting you on the stand. What I'm saying is if you're saying that, bro, you got to understand that those 3 never played together, so we can't assume who does what because
no. Okay, great that you said that, because beforehand they had played together for the past 3 to 4 years. Mitchell Robinson has been with us for 5, I think.
But not
But
with
And
not
that
with
was
OG
the
OG.
main
healthy.
problem. That was the
Oh,
main why
and
why didn't we why we
Eddie,
never
Eddie,
reached our potential was because
Eddie,
they were
Eddie.
always there together.
The potential wasn't reached because we had R.J. Barrett shooting corner threes with Quinn Grimes,
That
who was
too.
also afraid to shoot.
That's an aggregation. That's not because of not this and not that. That's an
I'll phrase it.
aggregate.
Hold on, Eddie. I'll phrase it like this. You said Hartenstein was at the free throw line. He spent a lot of time in the dunker spot near Randall. The only reason that lineup worked the way it did is because when
Randall.
Randall was on the court, besides Hartenstein not being a perimeter threat, even though Hartenstein has spacing via passing, he was also in
Rebound.
the dunker spot trying to get offensive rebounds in the same
Yep.
places that Mitch would be at.
But
Now,
that's
let me bring this
after
back.
the
And
pass, Ray. That's
I'm
after the
That,
pass.
but
no, no,
Randall's
no, 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 no,
efficiency
no,
on
no,
the
no, no, no,
block
no,
is.
no, no, no,
Go
no.
ahead,
You can
Trayvon.
go back and look. There's been straight up times where he's been straight up in the dunker spot. And the reason why it worked, a lot of times that it worked, is because he was surrounded by 3 guys that shot 40% from three that entire time, but away from Hartenstein. He was
Damn,
just
Trey.
surrounded by OG, Dante, and Brunson. And all 3 of
Hey,
those guys knew
I'm
how
not
to
saying that it
hold
never
on, let me
happened.
finish. All 3 of those guys knew how to relocate. All 3 of those guys knew
Gray,
how to get screens
I'm
from
not
their
saying that it
bigs.
never happened. I'm not saying that it never happened. During the course of the game, you're obviously gonna see when both of those guys are at the boxes in both sides. What I'm
Do
saying
you
is
think we ran
most
the
of the
offense through
offense
Hartenstein
when most of
when
yes,
Randall was
because
healthy?
when
Not
most
when
of the
Randall was
offense was
healthy.
getting
Not when
run,
Randall was healthy. We
Isaiah
didn't run the offense
Hartenstein
through him.
flashes to the free throw line, gets the ball.
And does a dribble handoff to
No,
Dante or
not all the
something.
time. Not all the time,
Or he looks
especially
at the
when
rim
Deuce is
for a
on the floor,
floater.
especially when Brunson's on the floor. That's not what happens all the time. And Josh Hart. He flashes to the free throw line.
Other guys
So that
that can't
leaves,
shoot.
but listen, Dre. He flashes to the free throw line. So that means that the center spot is always open for Julius Randle. When Isaiah Hartenstein gets the ball at the free throw line, he makes a play, he dribble hands off, he makes a cutting play, which leaves either the person that's cutting, the person that's at the 3-point line has to duck down a little bit, and he probably even passes to the 3-point line. That's why it works so beautifully. But with Mitchell Robinson, that's not going to happen.
I'll say this, before Mitch got hurt, you saw Randall run a ton of big on big pick and rolls while we had spacing.
And you also
Intentionally. We were running pick and roll with Randall and Mitchell Robinson. And it was working with poor spacing at the time because we had RJ out there at the time.
Not as much as in January.
RJ was not on the team in January.
Exactly.
We if Randall was still healthy, he'd be running big on big pick and rolls with Hartenstein.
and what
It
y'all don't
worked.
even
Listen,
realize
it
and what
worked
was
because OG came to the team, and he's such a
Is
good
OG
3-point,
gone?
and
How does this something?
he's such a good corner 3-point shooter. Opened up the floor.
Right.
Mitchell Robinson got hurt. Isaiah Hartenstein slid into the starting lineup. That's why it worked.
But Mitch
Now,
got
what
hurt.
I'm saying
Mitch
is
got
this,
hurt. Mitch got hurt in November, and he didn't come back until March.
until March,
but we didn't start flying until end of December, January.
and we had
January.
Precious playing the 5 with Hartenstein, which most people
Even Precious
forget.
works better than Mitch.
We
But
didn't
what I'm
start
But we
but what I'm
flying
trying to
forgetting.
because
say is this:
Dante
at
Hold
the
on,
wasn't
go
end
in
of
the
the
ahead.
day,
starting lineup as
what I'm
well.
trying to say
Dante
is
and OG.
this. What I'm trying to say is this. Going back to my original statement, Brooke Lopez, and he's just a name that's out there. This is a theory. Brooke Lopez and Julius Randle makes the team fly with OG, McCall, Jalen Brunson makes the team fly. With Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle, I think it's a better fit. Mitchell Robinson and OG Anunoby.
Where do you think we getting this Brooke Lopez money from?
No, 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 no. Don't. I'm not. I'm not
Are
saying
you talking
trading.
about
I'm
the
not saying.
style of
I'm not.
play? Talking about the
No, it's
style of
great.
play.
Listen, I'm not saying that we're trading for him. I'm not saying it's the type of player. And at the moment, what we have is Mitchell Robinson at the 5. It's not that I'm dissing Julius. It's not that I'm dissing Mitch. I'm just dissing the construction of the team.
I think you're dissing everybody
I
because the
I
value that each player has, you're not looking at it as a full spectrum. Go
I'm
ahead,
a
Drake.
I understand the point of view he's coming from. There's certain ways to mitigate that, and I feel like we're gonna play a lot more small ball if we don't
I
target
don't think
another center. We're going to play
if that's the
small
case,
ball.
then
Like
we would have.
the idea of like Randall at the five, you have to look at it in reverse. It's gonna be OG guarding fives, and Randall being
It
in the help position, and on offense, and then is Randall basically attacking slower bigs out in space while we have four shooters on the
I
court.
would just say keep. Well, if that's to keep the ambulance courtside,
Yeah, thank
that
you,
that way the
thank you.
injured that way the injured players won't have to walk so far.
Exactly, because
Who
that
OG
makes
is
no
the
sense.
injured
You're
player?
playing players out of position, and on top of that, you're also losing their value. Because here's the thing: the value that Precious has at the five was due to the fact that Mitch was down. Now we're gonna use him as a five more times. That's gonna
Who said
cause problems
anything
because
about
he's gonna be an
Precious?
injury. Hold on, let me finish because y'all
I
talk.
never
But
said
I'm
anything
saying
about Precious. I
I
said OG
understand that,
at
but
the
what I'm
five.
saying is when you say small ball, most likely means we would be re-signing Precious off the bat because we would be using him for the small ball action. That being said, also with
No, that's
everybody
not what I
saying,
meant, and that's no,
hold on,
no,
I know
that's not
that's
what I
not
meant.
what you meant, but the small ball was brought up, and I'm trying to address it on all levels. As far as Randall playing the five, I don't think that that's smart neither because of the fact is you're playing him out of position. When it comes to this rotation, as far as we have in the center position, I think we're okay because of the fact is based off of last year what the Knicks have done with this front office. They've learned to cut the fat, and adding a guy like Bridges is the reason why I think we're okay. You guys may not believe in Mitchell Robinson's health. I agree with that. But here's another thing. There's a lot of players that the Knicks have valued in. For example, McBride. He went for a 3-year contract when nobody thought that his value was at that. He actually shown improvements. They may be something that we have not seen from Sims. Throw it out there. Plus Hakaporte, one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. Y'all don't talk about these things and you just sit here and say, oh, we need a
That
specific
man is
big.
on a two-way
Hold
contract.
on.
He's not.
I'm
No,
almost done. I'm almost
Huck
done.
Porty is
The
not a
reason why you
factor this
don't
year.
go after a guy like Kessler, even though he's at $3 million and you're at 7, the reason why you don't do that is because he can still lock you in long term. Yes, you don't have two major contracts, but the fact that you have enough to where you're at 175 or 179 can push you into the hard cap 2 out of the 4 years, which creates a problem. And
Brother,
once
what are
that
you talking
happens,
about?
I'm telling you, if you get a guy like Kessler, right? And we end up making a move. We keeping Mitchell Robinson and Kessler, and most likely the moves we're going to end up making, we're going to be giving out more money than money's coming in.
First
Meaning we're
off,
probably going
hold
to
on,
have.
hold on, hold on, hold
Go
on,
ahead, Drake. Go ahead,
hold
Drake.
on, hold on. Before you like get
Now go
ahead of
ahead.
yourself, brother. If we're trading for Walker Kessler, we're not taking in more money. He makes like $2 million.
I said more money going out than coming in. It has to be a
That's
balance.
fine. That's good.
But okay, and what I'm saying is when people say move off of Mitchell's $14 million
We're
contract
not
isn't
moving
at the
Mitch this
same.
year.
I know I'm trying to cover every basis that was put in the chat about how I've also heard, hey, we can move off of Mitch.
We're
This
trading
won't
for
work.
Kessler Edwards.
No,
Walker
Walker
Kessler.
Kessler. I didn't say Kessler Edwards.
The Dyson Daniels looking dude.
Thanks,
Y'all chopping up names like Eddie C now.
Nah, Jason Collins. Man,
nah.
don't play me, Freezy. It's Jason Collins. Don't play
It's
me,
too
bro.
many dudes with two last names, man. It's
But
too
what
many
I'm
two last
saying
names.
is what y'all are forgetting is the
He said
Bridges
Jason
addition
Collins.
covers the defense. And I think that with that being said, and the mix of matches that we ran last season, 4 guards that we ran where we ran small ball, we have a new arsenal that we can use outside of just the small ball with what we have. The Knicks won't make a serious move because they're looking at the hard cap for 2 years. 2 out of 4 years, you can't hit that second apron. And they may feel that Kessler may be the one to get us there, but at the same time, 2 years from now, whose contracts are up? Randall's is up at the end of the year. Brunson is up in 2 years. Bridges is up in 2 years. So you have to look at that as well. They're counting every 4 years. So for me, we don't need to rush and get Kessler. Let's actually play it out because us getting Bridges and re-signing OG and having Dante on the bench as opposed to the starting role with healthier players now, we can be a different team. I'm not looking for us to go 60 wins. I'm just looking for us to be consistent, and with this team and what they've done, we
I
can.
don't know what you're talking
Go ahead.
about.
You don't agree with any of the changes? That's what I was talking
I,
about.
I
The
no,
I,
I
changes with
agree.
OG and
I
Bridges.
agree. I agree with that part that you at the end that you just said, because I was telling the chat before that at midseason we have the Detroit pick, and they're not. I don't think they want to be a lottery team. They already have a whole bunch of young guys who, at the end of the day, they're gonna have to start paying. They already paid Cunningham. They have Ivy. They have Sword Thompson.
I saw Thomas.
They're
Yeah,
gonna have to.
Jalen
Ron
Duran,
Holland.
They're
Jalen
gonna.
Duran.
They have. Yo, stop, bro. They have these guys that they're gonna have to start paying soon. So it's like every bad team. Like, you don't want to keep on accumulating lottery picks that you're gonna have to start paying soon, because then you're gonna be paying these guys and you're not winning.
But wait, hold on. We signed Hakaporte today, right?
He's
I'm
on a
just asking.
two-way contract. He's not a factor for this year
No,
at
I'm
all.
asking. Is his contract guaranteed at 2.4
It's a
million?
two-way contract.
Dre, I'm just asking a question. Is it
He's a
2.4
It's
G
million?
guaranteed
leader.
for this year.
Okay, so that's 2.4 million off of our books from the 7
No,
million
I
that
don't.
we
I
originally
don't know.
had.
I don't know if it's 2.4, but he's
No,
guaranteed for
it's
this year.
not.
It's like 1 point
Two
something, right?
ways don't make that
So
much money.
No, two ways don't make that much money, bro.
no,
Like
that's why
they're
I'm
Yeah,
half
asking.
and
I
they're
don't
salary
know.
hard to
I'm
players,
trade.
asking if
man.
it's 2.4. Hold on. I'm asking if it's the 2.4 guaranteed that's coming out
No,
of
I
our
don't
cap.
think it's that.
Bro,
What?
7 mil.
You got that
bro.
there, Fritz? How much is Porty getting paid this year? I know it's 1 year guaranteed.
Because we have 7
Yeah, you're not
million. Oh,
you're not gonna trade a two-way contract.
no,
Not
I'm
No,
gonna
not
do
that
saying trade. I just want to know how much we have under the apron, because before we signed them, it was 7 million.
it's
That's why
somewhere
I'm
around
asking.
15 million underneath the second apron that we're
No,
currently at.
Oh no,
So if
we're
that's the
over the
case,
first.
we're
so
under
We're
the
it's
over
like
the
first.
1 point something. It's like
we're
Okay,
we're
1.2.
so we have $5
we're
million
over
is
the
what I'm trying to
first.
say. Right
The
now we have
second
5 million.
apron, we're over the first apron. We're
We're
not
over
at
the
How
the
are we over?
second
first
apron.
How are we over the first apron? I thought we were at
because we
172.
gave extra money to Kolick. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they
No, we're
There's
hard.
intentionally
there's
That
We're
was that
nothing
4 year
there's
deal.
nothing wrong
Okay.
with being over the first
Cowboy
apron.
Bob. It's a little confusing because the way that they word it, but we're hard capped at the first apron.
No, we're
Okay,
not.
Meaning,
because I thought
We
we
are
at the
not
weren't,
hard
because
second.
we
capped.
had.
We are
it
not
means
hard
that
capped. Brother, we're not
okay. It
hard
could I
capped.
could be wrong, like, because
No,
I
no,
mean
no, we're not. We're not
I don't
hard
get paid
capped.
for this shit, but all I know
No,
is that we have like 15 to 16 million that we can spend
so we
in
are in the
cap.
second apron.
If you're hard capped, you don't have any money to spend. That's why we're not hard capped.
Yeah, so we are in the second apron then. Dre, you're right. We moved down to the second apron with the
No, we're
signing of
not in the
Coley.
second apron at all. We're
Yeah.
avoiding it, period. We're trying to get as close to it as possible without getting
So
to it.
where are
So
we,
that's why
Dre?
we're slightly above the first apron. We have $15 million to spend
So
before we
what's the
get to the.
wording?
Hold
What's
on.
the wording that
Hold
we're
on.
at?
Let me finish.
I
Let
think
me
they're
finish.
kind
Let
of
me.
confused on how it works. Because okay, we're
Fritz, go ahead.
over the first apron. Doesn't mean that we can spend that money. Doesn't mean that's caps. That's not cap space.
It's
So you
not.
can't be
No.
signing players for 11 million. You could
Right.
trade. You could do a lopsided trade, and you could take a little bit more back.
Uh-huh.
Actually, we're in the first. We can't do it. But basically, we have breathing room till they say stop. That's basically it. So we can
But what's
sign
the
Precious.
wording? What do they say? Because what I've been hearing is we're hard capped at the first apron.
No,
I'll
we're
put it
hard
this
cap
way.
at the second. There's a
Look,
number that we
Okay.
can't go over,
we
Which is
aren't.
189.
Hold on.
but we're
Hold on.
safe.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We have around $15 million we can spend via vet minimum, via taxpayers MLE, or we can use bird rights to pay Precious Achua. We have
Yeah.
15 million to use those slots. So
Okay.
you can't go out there and just ball out of control and sign free agents for a lot of money, but you can use your taxpayers MLE, and if you have bird rights, you can use it on Precious Achua. Or you
Okay.
can send out a trade where you take less money, not more. You can't
Like
take
I
more
Okay.
said,
because you're over the
like I don't
first
get paid
apron.
for this. Like, but that's the wording I've heard. But at the same time, I know that we have like 15 to 16 million to spend.
yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't look at it because
Yeah.
we really won't be using it. We have the 5.2 million
That's
Uh-huh.
to
Taxpayer,
sign a
that's
free
a
that's
agent.
taxpayer.
Right.
and then we can re-sign Precious. We can sign and trade Precious
And we can take
Uh-huh.
more
and stuff like
value
that.
at the
Yeah,
$10 million, right?
Yeah, every
That'll
time
be
that
yeah,
man,
but we
yo,
can't
every
take
time
back
that man
more.
try
We
to,
can't take.
every
Huh?
time Fritz try to
Yeah,
explain it, somebody cut him off. Every time Fritz try to explain it, somebody cut him off, and then we argue about what was missed. All we gotta
Because
do is
this
let
is
all right.
the man finish.
Okay.
because
So
it's
there's
confusing. It's confusing, but because
it's
I don't get paid.
confusing. Even though there's that gap, don't think of it as free money. It's not free money. You have
No,
Mhm, mhm.
5.2, which is free money, which you can sign whoever you want, and
Kyle
then we
Lowry.
have Precious,
And then
huh?
you have the 10 to re-sign
Kyle
Precious
Lowry.
for.
Kyle Lowry will cost us like
Yeah,
3 mil.
we can give Precious whatever he wanted, and
If
Precious
But
we
what
if
I
we
we
were
can
to ever trade, like Deuce McBride and a pick swap and like 5 seconds for Kessler, um, we can sign Kyle Lowry for like 3 mil.
I was
You're
just
allowed the vet minimum. Well, not the vet minimum. You can break up your taxpayer
But
MLE
he
for
slides
Kyle
into that
Lowry.
mid level exception,
Yeah, your
yeah
taxpayer mid
5.2
level
million.
exception.
which
Gage.
is
Yeah,
which
Can I
at
ask
the
you a
end of the
question?
day, there's a lot of people that don't want to trade Deuce McBride. I really like Deuce McBride. Um, he's cheap and he plays good. He gives us more production than what he's worth. But at the end of
but
the
that's
day,
why people want him.
if we have to involve him in a trade, there's plenty of people that can supplement what he does
If we're healthy, he's
instead of the
probably
five,
not playing a lot.
instead of the set. I'm sorry.
If we're healthy, he's probably not playing a lot. To be absolutely
Um.
honest with you,
Well, at this moment in time, Deuce McBride will be playing, so I wouldn't say that.
12
But at the
minutes,
beginning of the year,
13 minutes, like he's not playing a lot.
hold on a sec. At the beginning of the year, I think Kyle Lowry will probably get those 13 minutes. But as the year progresses, I would hope that Collick would overtake him and take those minutes. But we can
But
do that.
why would
Like
but why would you
there's people that could supplement that more than the Nick Richards of the world.
why
And
Yeah.
I just want to know why would you sign Lowry when you have basically we guard heavy and we need at center. Like Lowry to me,
no,
adding
He's
him.
no,
saying
I
he
said
would
I
do it
said
if we moved off of Deuce.
right, right.
Okay. Okay. Still, I still don't agree with that because Deuce is at 3 mil and you have Tyler Kolek that you just signed to a 4 year
You got
deal.
to give to get.
No,
You can't
because
you
Hold
can't
on.
get something good just not giving up anything.
no.
I
What I'm
wasn't
saying is,
saying that.
hold on, Bob. What I'm saying
Go
is
ahead.
like, okay, let's say that Kessler's on the board,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously Kessler makes 2 million, so we have to trade
Exactly.
somebody to get Kessler
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have anybody anymore. Like we don't. Yeah, Keite's gone. Um, Alec Burks signed with Miami, and we just traded also the other guy that went to the Macau
You
Bridges
can
trade.
use Precious in a sign
Mm-hmm.
and trade
Depot.
for him if you wanted
Mm-hmm.
to.
I mean, I don't know if Utah would probably be looking for Precious. I think it would be probably more McBride. That's why I
But
put him in
Precious,
there. But what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is that if we have to trade McBride, there's people that can supplement what he does. Landry Shamet is out there. Cameron Payne is out there. There's a lot of options.
I just don't think that moving off. If we do move over McBride, I think that the idea would be to bring in Kolick and try to figure out a rotation with Dante and Bridges. Because to be honest with
Yes,
you, I think. Go ahead.
but more at the end, more at mid-season than at the beginning of the year. Because again, like these guys are rookies. They're very inconsistent. Like they need time to develop. At the beginning of the year, like I would probably like a more of a Kyle Lowry, and then hopefully Coley can overtake him.
But that's the thing. You're gonna sign a guy that's gonna put us into that push us into that cap
No,
space.
no,
I know
not at
what
all. Not at all.
I think that holding on to an older player is gonna hinder us down the road. I honestly think what I really wanted to come on here and just say I think the Knicks are good with what they have because of the moves as far as re-signing our defense and OG and Bridges. And at the center position, yeah, it's a question mark due to Mitchell Robinson. But I think that they have something in play for that. They're gonna wait till midseason or later in the beginning of the season to actually make a move because they're gonna want to see if it's worth Reason why I say that is because Sims is in need of a contract, and the best way for him to do is if he plays. He plays now, gets some type of value. They can either trade him and use him later in the midseason as a midseason trade offer. Us
Jericho
being where
Sims?
we're at, with $5 million, and I understand everything that's going on. We can use 5 million to bring in a new player, the extra 10 million to sign players or mid-level extension. I get all of that, but to me, what's the point of pushing the trigger now when we don't even know where this direction is going to go? Because we added Bridges, we added a whole bunch of guys that are going to be doing new roles. So for me, let it ride out for the first 20 games before we say we need Kessler, we need this. Because to be honest with you, since we got Bridges, that's all I've been doing is sitting down and reevaluating this team. I think we're good, and we're just not used to being in a position to where we actually have a chance of being great. That's where I think the problem is. We keep saying
Okay.
we need this, we need that. Honestly, no. Let's actually ride out because last year and this year they put forth a good effort that we haven't seen. So let the front office do what they do. I don't think we need to get Kessler
Bob,
as much as I did earlier. I
Bob,
think
And
we
no,
need to just sit back and
I
relax.
just, I just, I just want to say shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody that's listening right now. Um, appreciate you guys. Yo, like and subscribe to the Freezy channel. Share clip. I did a clip for Freezy too, man. Like clips is like beautiful. Um, and just a shout out to the chat, bro. I love y'all, man. But if we talking about hypotheticals and we talking about opinions, like at the beginning of the year, I think the Knicks are looking at something that's even bigger than Kessler, bigger than everybody that we're saying right now that we just don't know who the hell it is. So
I'm,
you can go ahead, Freezy, what you're trying to show us now.
No, go ahead, bro.
I'm just
Bob,
saying, I
Bob.
don't think Kessler. Look, I agree, Kessler is a great asset and he's perfect for Mitchell. But if you look at how everything's going and all the stuff that everyone's talking about, there's a new system and a new scheme that is being incorporated. Us doubling down on Kessler gives us the same rim protection that we would have gotten from Mitchell Robinson. Not as the same level, but it would have been compared to being that good. The blocks would be there, everything would be there. So we would basically be moving off of Mitchell Robinson but still keeping them on the roster. So we would have two players at center doing the exact same things, which can at times be predictable. What I'm simply saying is if we double down on Kessler, I don't think that we're that comfortable in growing our offense if we weren't. What do I mean? Using Sims, using small ball. There are other guys out there that we can still get the defensive pressure from and be effective without using Kessler
brother,
because of the
brother,
2 year
brother,
contract. Go
brother.
ahead.
If Mitch Robinson was a a guy that stayed healthy, I'd agree with you. But he's not.
The
So
point
you
is
need contingency plans. The front office already tipped their hand. They're not comfortable with just going into the regular season with Mitch Robinson as the lone traditional big on the roster. Not for a Tom Thibodeau's tip, like not for a
But did you hear
Thibs.
what I said though? I
I
said we
heard
need
what you
a different
said. I
style of
heard what you
center
said, and I
outside of
disagree with
Kessler.
what you said. I heard what you said. I 100% heard what you said. I just disagree with what you said.
How do you okay, so you're saying it's okay that we double down on the same type style center, have two rim protectors as opposed to having another type of style center. For example,
Brother, you
I think
said
we work
Jericho
better.
Sims should be the backup, and I'm like, bro,
No,
me
no,
and you
I
got
didn't
me.
say that.
Hold
I
on,
said
hold
he
on,
may
hold
have
on,
value.
hold on, Bob. Me and you got more trade value than Jericho Sims combined together. Like, no,
I mean, that depends.
Well,
depends
That
on
depends
who.
what I'm saying
because
is this,
because if you
Dre.
need because he's already guaranteed, and if you need to the same way that they signed and trade Shake Milton is like you saying that Jericho Sims is more important than Shake Milton.
The Hawk Party two way.
So
You
no, but
know how we
listen to me,
handle
Dre. But
Jericho
listen to
Sims.
me, Dre. So
Hold on.
listen to me, Dre. So if Jericho Sims had no value, he would have been traded in the Mikal Bridges trade. The reason that they traded Shake Milton is because the value of Shake Milton is not important enough to put in that Mikal Bridges trade so that the Knicks can keep Jericho Sims.
No, Jericho Sims is
Jericho
not in
couldn't.
the deal
Jericho
because he couldn't be
he couldn't
because of
be.
the
Why?
He
rules.
couldn't be in a deal because you can't
What?
stack minimums.
Yeah.
Because you can't
And
stack
Dre,
minimums.
Yeah.
Dre, this is the point I was making with the centers. If you have two of the exact
It
centers, it's not
listen,
the same.
even if
But if you looked
okay,
at
okay,
how
okay.
it was
Go ahead, go ahead, go
with
ahead.
Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein, how we had one offense, one defense, and then we looked better, that's what I'm talking about. Adding Kessler is like adding two Mitchell Robinsons. Yeah, it gives us the productivity, but for us to be effective is we need that one defensive center and we also need that offensive style type center. That's why I said Kessler to me locking down on him isn't a good thing. That's what I mean by that, Dre. I'm not saying that
If
I'm
you want
going
that
in. Hold
offensive
on, I'm
style
not
center,
going in
just play
blindsided
small
saying
ball. That's
Mitchell
it.
Robinson is going to be healthy and we're playing small ball.
Yeah,
I'm
Dre,
just
but
talking
let him
about the
talk, man.
style of the basketball. Both of them play defensive rim protection basketball. Last year we were effective with the mismatch, even though they didn't play majority of the season, of having small ball, having a Hartenstein center, and having a rim protection of Mitchell Robinson. I want to keep that. That's all I'm saying. So y'all guys can sit here and say I'm sound crazy or whatever. I just want to keep the diversity to where we have one rim protector, an offensive center, and a small ball, so we can keep that going because that's what I saw last year worked. Us having two dominant rim protection centers, and I never seen it work. That's all I'm trying to say. Go ahead, guys.
Hey, hey, Fritz, let me ask you a question. Y'all, just give me a second with Fritz. I want to ask him a question. Fritz, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So you ever been to the beach? You order a cucumber martini and they bring it to you in a frosted glass or whatever, and as soon as you set your apple martini down, I mean your cucumber martini down, right, to take a look around, and then you pick it back up and you look in it and there's a fly in it. That ever happened to you? Like your cucumber martini, and you like, I just paid that heifer $15 and waited 35 minutes for this
Got
cucumber
ruined.
martini, and then when I get it, and it's garnished nice too, bro, beautiful looking, like the shaved cucumber. You know how they twisted, and it look funky in the glass or whatever, and they be good too, ice cold, bro. I want to be the fly in your cucumber martini, right? What is the stop? What would stop the Knicks from solving all these issues right now by giving a 2-year, $5 million deal to Bol Bol?
Oh man.
Man,
The
First
that's
Suns
of
a
all,
re-signed
football
Ball
is
Ball.
signed.
If Fritz is like, I'm out of
Why
here.
Fritz leave? He asked you a
I
question.
think he was trying to look at the comments and pressed X.
Yeah, he probably
I
yeah.
did the same thing. Yo,
Oh,
So what so what's to stop the Knicks from taking a chance on a young center that you know has potential, right? You know he has potential. The physical attributes are there, the skill is there, the work ethic is the issue. Like,
no, it's probably like if the Knicks, and I know State would probably like this because he likes bum players like this, but it would be like the Knicks trying to sign Pokashevsky or something like that.
so
The-
another example. What would stop the Knicks? So Fritz, what would stop the Knicks from going after a bowl with the mid level exception money, the taxpayer MLE that they have?
they got sense. They got sense.
And the
It's
Suns
not
already
potential.
resigned.
He's 5 years. After 5 years, it's not potential. He's just lazy.
Well, one can say the same thing about Hartenstein. You sound Hartenstein at the same age.
No, but
You
everybody
sound
knew
Nerlens Noel. You
Hartenstein had
sound
potential.
Nerlens Noel at the same age too.
I know, but they've shown it. They've shown
So
Bowl.
Bo hasn't shown that he has NBA talent.
Oh, and the
Can
summer
I
league.
can I answer? Can I answer this?
Now I wanted to because the fun part of
It's
this.
flashy. It's flashy. It's flashy, but he hasn't shown like solid fundamental skills. Like
What did Hartenstein show you before he got here?
I think he was solid. Everybody knew he was
He
like
wasn't.
solid
He wasn't solid.
bench.
Bro.
He was a solid bench player.
They let him walk and gave his money to John Wall after a buyout, bro. Nobody believed in Hartenstein. That's the biggest myth. The biggest lie ever told is teams valued Hartenstein and blah 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 blah. Bro, they let him walk and sign 3 dudes with the money they could have gave him, bro. They signed Nicholas Batum after they let Hartenstein walk, bro. I think
But he said that he had a the Knicks weren't the biggest offer.
I know some when people tell the story after the fact, the story gets juicier. Like, you don't got an uncle that say he went to Vietnam, but he was born in 1980. You're like, how you went to Vietnam and you was born in 1980, bro? I mean, what's going on,
Hey, Freezy,
That's not juicy.
Freezy, I'm gonna say this. He re-signed with the Suns on a vet minimum. He is talented, but the Knicks kind of have a physical profile that they go for with the centers, and they've consistently went with that profile. They don't like twigs that can't rebound anymore. It's
right?
the sole reason why they're even interested in Kessler. Like, I'm gonna get really nerdy, but they like guys with high offensive rebounding percentages.
Well,
That's what they
And
like.
so does
they
Hakaporto.
did.
Hakaporto was the number one
I think that
offensive
they did have.
rebounder in his league. So what are you saying when you say that Hakaporto has no value?
No, they looks like they did have an affinity for Khalil Ware, and
And
that
They
he's
weren't
a
early.
very good rebounder.
I
Yeah.
mean,
And
I,
That's why I
Bobo
said,
is not a very good rebounder.
and
it's to be seen in the NBA if he's going to be a good rebounder.
I, hey man, looking at
you
him and looking at Derek Lively, they basically have the same profile. And
Um,
one is very
Lively
good on the
looks like he
glass.
has a way better motor than Khalil Ware. Now his offensive, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like you were saying that they have a prototype. It looks like they were looking at some sort of center that was trying to stretch the floor.
that's why I think
Exactly.
Hakaporto has value. That's why I said there shouldn't be a rush at the center.
But he's not
Hakaporto has
gonna play
value
this
there.
year.
No, you
That's
know why I think Hakaporty has value, and this might be left field, but he's a lefty,
Yes. He's a lefty that can pass out of double teams. He can
and
also
it,
finish
and
right side, left hand. He
and
also can
if you look at it,
post.
lefties who have less talent seem to get better production because they're left-handed.
Nick Van Exel is an example. Okay, I
No,
know
we have a ton of them on our team,
Brunson Randall, but this is
and
the
we
thing.
even lose them. We even lose a ton of them. Like we have a ton of lefties, and when they leave, and like we like lefties.
The reason why I said don't, I look at Sims and I keep saying this, let it ride, is because Hakaporti has potential in his offensive rebound and his offensive skill set, which is better than Mitchell Robinson.
I like
But I
Hakaporty.
think that he has the ability to rebound like a Mitchell Robinson. That diversity you can't do.
Freezy says something beautiful. Like he's like, "Yo, Leon Rose did this, he did that, perfect draft, perfect trade, and we're still asking for more. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
fuck it, we
But
still
we've
asking for
never
more.
been in this situation. This is what I'm saying. You're gonna ask for so much more that you ain't even gonna be
We
able to get out
want
the door.
more."
But you're not gonna fit out the door at the end of the day to get a championship. We still have a season to play.
The
That's
point that I was getting at though, Cowboy Bob, is not what we already see. Huck Porty is already on the roster,
mm-hmm.
right? So acquiring him is not an option because we already acquired him and signed him. Whether it's to a guaranteed contract or a two-way, we have his rights.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about acquiring talent to play the center position. So Porty, even though he's on the roster, he's not a part of this conversation because we already have him.
I just feel that we need to wait on the center position until it's really needed.
Yo, shout out to the Pop Father, bro. I got mad respect for you, bro. It's been a long time, but shout out to you, bro.
Yeah,
you
man.
can say like you can wait on it, and then we look up. It's the middle of November, and Mitch is
I
out,
know it's gonna be more
and then
expensive.
Jericho Sims is your starting center, and your
Mm-hmm.
backup is a two way and Huck Porty.
Mm-hmm. I agree with
And
you.
you could say that sounds good to you, but that doesn't sound good to me. Sorry.
No, you're right. A lot of people will say that too. Like, oh, we're gonna wait
No, no,
till
no,
the
no.
season
A lot of
starts. And
people with sense would say that.
not, I'm okay. You can say that too. But the thing is here's the thing. Again, we've never been in this
Hey,
situation
Cowboy,
before. So
before you say that though, Cowboy, let me ask you this: why would a championship level contender hold their horses to let a second round pick, almost
Yes.
undrafted center develop?
No, never in a million years. We're going for it this year.
I'm asking Cowboy Bob. I just wanted to because Eddie C, I agree with you, but we respect Cowboy Bob opinions. Why
Of
why
course.
would a championship contender wait on a almost undrafted raw center develop? Like, how long are they going to wait on him?
I was thinking mid-season before he even gets to transition because here's an example of why I am now more lenient to that. Look at Lively. Lively came in and was asked to do a specific role as a rookie and did very well at that. Hakaporte's role coming here would just be what he's good at, offensive
So Derek
rebound.
Lively was drafted 58,
No, I'm not saying that. You're saying you asked me a question. I'm telling you why I'm more
but
lenient to it.
you brought up a guy that wasn't drafted 58. I
But
just
he's a
want you to
rookie.
clarify. I just
Okay,
want you
he's
to
a
clarify your
rookie,
stance.
and
But
that's what
all
I did.
rookies
He's
are
a
not.
rookie.
And Wemby was a rookie last year, bro. I'm not saying any guy. I'm talking about a undrafted, almost undrafted guy that went 58. Why would the Knicks hold off their championship dreams for Hook Porty, who was drafted at 58?
I'm talking about as far as the rookie development. Good point with holding off on 58. I still feel that Hakaporti's impact because of his rebounding and what he can bring is can be effective, sort of like Lively was. He's used that as a specific role and can produce to where we can win. Because to be honest with you, Hakaporti, we're asking him to do offensive rebounds, which is what he led in the league, and to be aggressive on the boards, which he normally did in the league. We're asking him to do the same thing now as a rookie. The development and everything comes with the season. So for us to sit here and say he can't rebound, that's basically what we're asking him to do. Those two things
We,
can
we
give us
never.
into the
Bob,
championship.
Bob, hold on.
Nobody said he
Because
couldn't rebound.
Bob,
maybe I'm
Bob.
just rambling. Go ahead, guys. I'm
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
no, I don't think Bob is rambling.
I,
I think
I,
because he
no,
was
no, he rambling.
scouted.
He rambling at us. Like some of the stuff he said,
Yeah.
like when y'all said such and such, we ain't say nothing, bro. I just asked
Nah.
that one specific question.
I
That
just
one
feel
That
that
specific
that
what
question
no
was
no
asked.
that
Hakaporti
you're 100% right. Like we can't wait for him. But at the same time, he was scouted.
yes.
He was scouted, and I think you like Kumchi, right, Freeze?
Shamchi from Toronto.
Chumchi. I think they were higher on Porty, Hakaporty than they were on Chumchi. I like Chumchi too, but then when I started watching Porty do his left-handed hook shot, um, run the floor, I said this kid has a little bit something, probably more than Jericho Sims has,
Yeah.
because Jericho Sims is a physical specimen, but um, I don't want to down anybody, but I don't think his IQ is up to par.
Salute to Rel from We Talk Mavs. Rel, Cowboy Bob just compared Ariel Hukporty to Derek Lively.
See, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen. I did not compare. I said,
I,
listen to
You
hey,
what I
shouldn't have
said.
done
Bob,
that.
His
Bob,
role was limited
Bob,
You
Bob,
gotta.
specifically to where he
Bob,
can be good. That's what I
Bob,
said. So
Bob.
as a
I'm gonna ask you
rookie
a
like
question.
Lively, you are specifically asking Porti to do offensive rebounds and be aggressive on offense. That's all I said. So
Bob,
just like Lively, where you have a
Bob,
specific role
Bob,
to do, you do. I
Bob.
don't
Let me
understand
talk you
how
off this ledge, bro. Let me talk you off this
it's
ledge.
not off the leg. Go ahead.
He's on a two-way contract.
Oh my God.
Never
Y'all are
in the
not.
history of an NBA champion or contender has a two-way contract player played a prominent role in a title. It's never happened. It's never going to happen. He literally can't even play the entire year unless we give him a real contract.
Yeah, he can only
I
play
said
what
you
30
missed
games.
him.
He can
Yeah,
only play
30
30
games.
games, right?
Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
basically was signed because like this, like the Knicks need summer league, like a summer league center,
Mm-hmm.
No, I think we
and like
signed him because we actually like his profile, but we
that
don't
too.
think he's
But
ready yet.
like
That's
we
it.
need him. Like okay, so what's the deal with McCullers?
The same thing.
He
Same
has an
thing.
injury.
He dropped in the draft because of an
Who said he
injury.
has an injury?
Yeah, because the injury
He
history.
had
Yeah.
Injury history.
he had knee
No.
injuries in
But is he injured
college.
now?
No, not right now. But he had
No.
multiple knee injuries in college, including last year.
And
Yeah.
So
he missed the Big 12 season,
And
yep.
he's like 23. He's older.
no,
Mm-hmm.
but okay. So McCullers is interesting to me because he hasn't been signed. I mean, obviously, this is going to happen. If he's going to get signed, it's going to happen between now and Sunday, right? because he's going to play in the summer league for us if he's not traded.
They might give
Not
him a two way.
necessarily.
I think he's probably getting a two way.
You think
You
what?
know,
Sorry.
and
Oh, they
he's
could play
probably
50 games.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That means okay.
he's in all likelihood he's probably getting a two way contract.
Yep. Yep.
But what's the holdup?
He probably wants a guaranteed contract. That's probably the whole top. He probably want
No,
a he
they,
probably
they
want a
just
So
guaranteed contract.
you think it's him more than the Knicks?
no,
Yeah,
they have
because
things outstanding. They don't. They everything's not is not in pen yet. So yeah, there's things that are still in motion. So why would you make that decision now when you don't have to?
No. So but that's exactly what I'm saying. So it's interesting to me that he's not signed yet. Because if you sign him, you can't trade him.
Oh my God,
I
Sherwin is
thought you could go ahead, Dre.
Sherwin compared Ariel Hawk-Purdy to David Robinson.
I ain't say
My
all of
good
that.
Lord,
I'm not.
Sherwin
See, this is
has
why I hate that.
good Lord. God
You can't
bless your
even
heart,
use an
Sherwin. God
analogy.
no,
It's
bless
he
like
your
didn't.
heart.
Yeah, he said he
Wow.
just got David Robinson in his game. And he didn't call.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, he
Oh,
didn't call
maybe he
him
got
that.
like a haircut like David Robinson or something. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know.
God bless.
Sherwin be
God
having some
bless his
wild
heart.
takes. But
All I'm saying is this: if Hakapoite can play 50 games, cool. All we need him to do is just offensive rebound and be aggressive, and that's not hard for him to do in the league. That can be impactful.
no, but
But what
okay,
I
but
am gonna
listen,
say
Bob,
though is,
but one
you
second,
guys
Bob.
all right with we do need
What
someone
we
for
have to
Mitchell Robinson.
always what we have to do is every time the Knicks get a player or draft a player, we have to stop putting them on a pedestal because they're not always like the best player in the damn world.
Right, agreed.
Like we get freaking Alex Connell, right?
Who?
Exactly.
He the
But
goat, bro.
no, you don't know who he is. But in Knicks Twitter, this white kid is like freaking Larry, like yo, like
He played Thompson.
who won? Who was the oh man, the logo son that won the dunk contest?
Jerry
Jerry West.
West?
His son. No, it's not even
Oh,
not, not
you
Not
talking
the
about
logo, but the guy
from
from
the
the
you talking about
Clippers,
Rick
Raptors.
from the
Barry? You
Clippers.
talking about Rick Barry's son?
Yes,
Brent Barry.
Oh, okay. The Statue of Liberty
this
play. Yeah,
kid made one dunk on
Statue of
somebody's head
Liberty.
top, and the Knicks Twitter thinks he's
And
like
now he Brent Barry.
he
Mhm.
Brent Barry. So we got to stop that. Like we love our players, but we got to stop putting them on a pedestal. Like Deuce McBride isn't freaking you know,
Untouchable.
a great word.
Because if that's the case, then what happened to R.J. Grimes and Sid?
Great
I see
word.
what you're
No,
saying.
great word. Great word. Great word. Deuce
But what
McBride
I'm
isn't
seeing,
untouchable.
the
We love
only
him. We love what he does. We love what he brings to the table, but he's not untouchable.
Okay.
So yeah, I just that's I mean, that's just all I want to get out there. We gotta stop putting these guys on the pedestal. We gotta stop talking about Jacob Toppin like he's freaking Jason Tatum.
oh wait, what was that kid that's supposed to be playing because his team lost? Damn, I can't believe I forgot his name. And
Roku
he's really good.
Jokovitis.
Broca's
Joe Biden, yeah.
Jokovitis.
What about him? Like I don't know what's happening with him.
He
Roku Jokovitis is Goran Dragic in his prime.
No. I'm talking about his contract. Is he playing in our summer
No,
league?
but that's
Because
but that's who we think he is. He's like Rokas Jokovitis is John Stockton.
but what I'm also saying is Rokas
with the left hand.
This might be
No,
a
no,
reason why we
I'm
haven't
not
made a
trying to
move
play you.
towards
I'm
the
not trying
center.
to play you, Bob. I'm
No,
just
I
saying
know,
that.
but I'm saying that might be a reason why we haven't made a move towards the center. Because Rokas
Nah, I don't.
what is his contract like? Are we signing? That's what I'm asking. I
Well,
don't
I
no,
have
know.
no.
no
Hey,
clue.
look, man. If Broca's Jokovitis is holding up anything for us, then we are in hell. He's not stopping
$5
nothing.
million? dollars? Okay.
He's not
Like
stopping
I said,
nothing.
I
He's
just
not
look at it as
stopping
the $5
nothing we
million.
doing.
Got you.
He comes to the G League and stinks it up. We can just renounce his rights and make him a free agent. We do not
Okay.
care.
Okay. I just had to ask because to me, if it was important, the Knicks would have already made the move. Just as important as getting OG and Bridges, they would have made the move already for center. I
Is
just
is
think
Trey is Trey Man a free agent? Did they renounce Trey Man? Charlotte.
Uh, I actually don't know.
So
I
they
think they
did.
kept him.
Uri,
Okay. But they
I think
renounced
he,
Poku. They renounced Poku though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I think
And
Man got signed for 2 years. I think
they
he
they
last
extended
year he
him?
got signed for 2 years. No, I think he had a 2-year contract last year.
No, man. He was in the Grimes draft, bro. He got drafted before Grimes. He was on a guaranteed 4-year deal.
I know, but he got cut. He
He
got
got
cut by
cut?
OKC and he went to Charlotte.
No, he was traded to OKC. I mean, he traded to Charlotte. Him and Poku were traded to Charlotte for Gordon Hayward.
Well, I know they kept him. Hold on. Maybe they extended him.
Yeah, they traded those guys and something else for Gordon Hayward, and then Gordon Hayward didn't work out. Would y'all be interested in bringing in Gordon Hayward for the vet men?
Oh
no,
God, no.
no.
Oh no, I don't think he's
yo,
interested.
I'm gonna bounce, man.
He said,
Salute to everybody,
On
bro.
that team.
Thank you, Freezy, for having me on. Salute, Bob,
Bro,
Dre,
keep making us
Fit,
laugh, bro.
"Yes."
for sure. Jason Collins to the end.
Yo,
Yo, peace out, man.
Jason
all right,
Collins.
boss.
Did
Later.
he say
All
he
right.
said Jason Collins? Okay.
Ariel Huckporty.
Okay. Yeah, Trey Man got 1 more year.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had 2 years.
Okay.
But
Freezy's
what are you
man
guys
crush.
just
He
talking
ain't
about?
letting that go. He become a free agent. We look at Freezy gonna have a dedicated show to Trey Man when he
Yeah,
gets when he turn into a free agent.
yeah. Back up the truck, bro. Him, Kai Jones. Him and Kai Jones, bro. That's one of the names that I wanted to throw out too. And then Cowboy Bob started his 68 Love Affair. You remember that song? 68 Love Affair with Huck Porty.
Yeah,
Cowboy Bob, I didn't know you
Kai,
liked Huck Porty like that, bro.
Kai
He's
Jones
left-handed.
is
I'm
on the
left-handed. That's what it is. It's the lefties. We got to stand up for each other. Same way. I'm like that with Brunson and Randall. It's just trying to get them in the door.
hey man, I'm a lefty. If you good, you good. I don't view it no other way. But Kai Jones is on a non-guaranteed contract with the Clippers right now, I believe.
Okay. I would offer something that man, that cat. First of all, he's from the Bahamas, right? So you got to automatically love him. So
They know how to run.
salute to the Bahamas, bro.
Man, I'm the Ariel thing. They're gonna put him on the same pathway that they put Jericho Sims on, which
Agreed.
is a 2-way contract. Then they give him a dirt cheap 3-year deal the next year, which is what happened
The
with
Deuce
Sims.
deal. They're gonna give him the Deuce deal.
Yeah, or the Jericho Sims. Either way, they ain't making no money.
Yeah.
Them death row contracts. That's what they're gonna get.
I don't know. Like I said, if everybody keeps saying we need to
Breezy,
set the
drop the link in the chat for AD.
The Knicks signed who they needed to sign immediately in OG and Bridges. So for me, I just think they're waiting until the dust settles.
I think they're really aggressive looking for a backup center because I think
Yeah.
what the way our money is set up right now,
Mm-hmm.
you have to
Yeah,
strike
the way
while the
our bank
iron is
account is
hot.
set up
You
is
have to
like,
you have to strike before you have to think about a Randall extension. You have to strike
Yeah.
before all of these things come into play because this is I'm gonna keep it real with you. You never know when you're actually in it, but this year could be our best shot in any of the years. So you gotta be able to be aggressive
Agreed.
because you
I
don't
just
know. Like when the Clippers signed PG and Kawhi, you thought they were gonna. You thought they were gonna win one,
no.
oh
and their
boy.
best chance was probably their first year.
I didn't think they were gonna win one. Oh.
Yeah. Oh boy. Let me bring my guy in. Hold on. Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready for your work week with the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real, still the real Anthony D, and your main man, Jersey's finest.
Salute, gentlemen. What's
Salute,
going on?
Anthony D. How you doing?
What's
That man
going on?
Freezy, that man Freezy just disappeared on his own live.
That's
No,
what
he
I'm
didn't. You
like.
know what he did? He went in the back scene to get some water like they did in wrestling. And like, oh no, they're backstage and they're trying to get the camera. He's drinking some water and now he's gonna go back to fighting. He'll be back out.
Salute, AD.
He on a water break right now. But Mr. AD, good morning. How you doing?
What's going on? Salute. Salute, Nick Nation. I see Cowboy Bob is in rear form as usual.
Yup, lighting the ties and setting them on fire, baby. Light
Hey
the
man,
ties and setting them on fire. Let's go.
hey man, Ariel is the missing piece to a
I didn't
championship.
say all that. Y'all stay making it look like I said that. All I'm saying is he has a limited role as a rookie. All we need him to do is offensive rebound and be aggressive on the board. That's what he's known for. That's not hard for him to
So
do. That's
rebound and
all I'm
rebound.
saying.
That's what you said.
So
We
you
need a
believe he's gonna
rebounder,
play?
yes.
So you think he's gonna have a significant role on a team that's trying to win the champ? That's a question.
Nah, honestly,
Question mark at the end of that.
I don't think that he has the potential right now based off of what I've seen. But if we're asking him to just be a backup and offensive rebound and be aggressive behind Mitchell Robinson, I think he can be given a chance due to seeing other guys in that position as a rookie, like Lively. Lively is very talented across the board, way more than Hakaporto. But they asked him to do a specific role, and he showed that he did it and he's good at it. That's the same path I want for Akaporti. Just like how Dre said with Sims, the way they use Sims, I want him to be down that path because I
I
feel that
I'll
he
say
can be
this.
helpful.
I'll
That's
say
all
this,
I'm saying.
Bob.
I'm not saying we could use him now.
Bob,
I'm just saying on the back end, if something happens, we still have that option.
you're severely underrating how good Derek Lively is.
God, I'm
And
not.
and,
Just look,
and
Dre. I'm
bro, no,
not.
no, 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 no.
The
He is the
comparison is not
anchor.
based off his skill level. It's
No, no,
based
no,
off
no.
of
It's
growth.
not skill level. He is the anchor to that defense. Like it's like not even close. Like you can't let this man at least play a summer league game before you
Okay.
do that.
You said Lively is the anchor to their defense, correct?
Lively would have been a top 3 pick in this bum
No,
ass
no,
draft.
just hear me out. Just hear me out from what you just said. Lively is the key to their defense, correct? Now, what I'm saying, Hakapoide needs to be the key to our offensive rebounds. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he has to go out there and be what Lively can do on top defense.
You just
Because
compared
that's
him to
asking.
Lively though.
No, but listen to me. You see how you said Lively's was a key defender, like he's a key to
No,
their
no, no.
defense.
Lively is great on the glass, on offensive glass.
Yes.
He's a great passer for a big.
Mm-hmm.
He's an elite defender, and he's one of the best rim running bigs. And he's 10 times he's taller and more athletic than Hawk Porty.
But
Like
Dre,
the comparison. First of all, Derek Lively would have been a top 3 pick in this. Matter of fact, Derek Lively probably would have been top 2 in this
Dre, let me
draft. And
ask you:
Hawk Porty barely got drafted.
Is there a difference between a bank teller and a cashier? No, they both make sure that you get the right money. One is in a business of a bank, and another one gives you back their change. They both do the same job and get paid differently. Derek Lively is like that establishment of the bank
Hey,
to where
Cowboy
he
Bob,
runs stuff.
bank tellers have to follow government regulations, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So with that standard and everything, if you look at it, Lively is in that standard to where
I want
Lively
what you
is in
smoking
that
on.
production. He's that bank guy. He makes the good money. He's good there. But when you look at Hakaporte, he's like the cashier at the grocery store. They're both doing the same job, which is playing in the league, but each job has its specifics that are makes it different and better. So when you look at Hakaporte, all I need you to do is just cash out this money, make sure no one robs us, It's the same thing with the federal employee, but the federal employee follows guidelines. They do more, they get paid more, and they're more qualified. That's all I'm trying to do with the comparison. They're both rookies. One has a lot more to do, but the other one you're asking just to do one or two things. I don't think that's as difficult. That's all I'm saying.
I, I'm
So
dumbfounded.
again, back to my original question, you believe that this player would get significant minutes to do the things that's a question. Is
No.
that it's either so no. So you don't believe that.
I think that if you ask Kakaporty to offensive rebound, he would be good at that job. Anything outside of that, like him getting 20 minutes, him getting 30 minutes outside of an injury to Mitchell Robinson, is falsehood. I think his value is in offensive rebounds and being aggressive on the paint. We can survive off of that if he's the backup. That's my point. I'm not comparing him to Lively and saying he's just going to be as good. Not saying the 58th pick is going to be in the
Now
top 10.
now look
All I'm saying is
now
given
Bob.
opportunity,
Now
yes, he
Bob.
can be productive.
Now Bob, right? Look at the center that's in front of him.
Mitchell Robinson, yes.
The track record says he's gonna miss games and he's not going to be able to play. What's the most Mitch's played in that game? 31 minutes, maybe 32, something
Mm-hmm.
Per
like that.
game, he's never cleared 30.
He's never cleared 30. Okay, so
When he
let's
came,
say
but wait, Dre.
28.
When he came back, he was playing 30 minutes. When he
He's
So
came
never
back,
played 30 minutes for a full season.
for a
Never.
okay.
full season. Okay, so let's say 28 to 30, right? That's another 18 minutes of backup center time that you're asking for this young man to be able to fill on a team that's striving to win a championship. That's madness.
Good point.
It's madness.
Good point.
Utter,
18
utter
minutes for a rookie.
madness.
18 minutes for a rookie is, but you forget though, we also have Sims to also be there. This is
Sims
why I
couldn't
said,
play 30
hold on.
seconds against Indiana. Can we stop with Sims?
Can I?
Can we
Okay,
stop with Sims?
the reason why I bring this up and I keep saying it, if it was needed, don't get me wrong, they are making moves, but if it was needed, it would have been already addressed. When it comes to Sims, I think they would have already moved off of Sims if they didn't see some type of potential in them. Because the only ones that are left are McBride and Sims. From RJ Day, whoever you want to pick. They're the only two left. And if they re-sign McBride and they're keeping Sims, to me, out of all those other talented players we've had, I feel that, hey, maybe we need to think about Sims. He may not be the perfect center, but maybe this year he might actually be productive to where he's doing 15 minutes productivity out of that 18 minutes you're asking, and Akaporta could come in for 3 minutes. That can work too, because
3
we save
minutes.
money on both sides, and we also allow Mitchell Robinson to come back, because I'm expecting him to miss maybe 20 games.
Brother, no. None of these scenarios are happening. If Huck
Okay,
Purdy,
and
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
this is an idea
I'm
that
gonna
I
keep it
think,
real
and I
with
think
you.
you're right, Dre. It may not
I'm gonna
happen,
keep it real
but
with
it's a
you.
possibility.
If Huck Purdy plays a single second this year, that's because we're up by 50 in a game or three centers got hurt.
Okay,
And that's
like I
three
said,
centers after
it's
we
my
signed
opinion.
them.
It's
So,
my opinion, and I think that with all the changes that the Knicks have been making, it's just an
salute
optic play.
Fritz.
That's it.
Salute Fritz.
All
But
right, guys. See you later. Nice
Have a
talking to
good
y'all.
one, Mr. Fritz. See, I'm
All
getting
right, sir.
everybody. Nobody want to be on with me anymore, so I see how it is.
nah, you good, bro.
Fritz
You can't
House
even have a
Builder.
little bit of faith in a rookie to say he might help us out on the back
There,
end for
there,
three,
there's
5 minute
there's
rule.
there's faith in a first round rookie, even a lottery drafted rookie. You talking about a second round guy that almost what in a normal draft he would have went undrafted,
Yeah.
and he's not even on a NBA contract. He's on a two way, and you
Mhm.
talking about having faith, bro? He's on the same track that Jericho Sims was on, where Jericho Sims got a two way his first year. Then he got an NBA contract after that, and he still hasn't proven to be a legitimate NBA caliber
And what
center or,
happened to
or
Sims may
whatever.
not happen to Hakaporti. Hakaporti could be even
The, the
worse. You're
fact the
probably
fact
right.
the fact Ariel Hakaporti got drafted is writings on the wall that Sims is going to be gone probably by next year. Sims may not even be on the roster at the start of the year for all we know. So
Good
I
point.
think you
That's
have
what I'm saying. If it
you
was
have
addressed, it would have been done already. But
you have a bit too like you have a lot of wishful thinking.
The
no,
Knicks
I'm not,
management
Dre.
don't
Dre,
move
I'm
like
not.
that.
Look, Dre, I'm not wishful thinking. I'm showing you if they don't make any moves, these are ideas and possibilities that I think can actually work. If you're asking Akaporte to come in and play 3 minutes, cool. And you see something maybe that Sims, we don't see what Sims is doing in practice and what he's working on. He could come out and actually hold his own this year. Not saying he's going to come out and average 15 or 12 points and 20 rebounds. No,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not saying all of that. He could just be effective on the board and be
again,
able to help us out.
when you're building towards a championship, the 11th and 12th guy, that's just not it. You're not trying to come in here and say, well, okay, for instance, and I hate using this point, but they are what they are. Look at the Jets last year, right? The Jets was trying
Oh
to
my God.
let people let people
I love
believe
him.
that they could just put Aaron Rodgers behind the makeshift offensive line and somehow, some way, things would work out because he's four-time MVP. That's not sound team building. It's just not. You can't in the NBA. You cannot depend on the 12th, 13th guy, and I'm gonna get 3 minutes here, and I'm gonna get 5 minutes here from these players who are just that they're gonna be in the training world.
I don't understand what you're saying, AD. You're saying the guys that are 11th and 12th aren't important on the roster?
Not for a championship squad. No, they're not.
But they are because here's
No,
the
they're
thing.
not.
Hold on. When KP went down, when Boston was dealing with their injuries, they had a lot of guys that came up and stepped up and did their roles. I'm not saying that they had the same amount of injuries we did, but I know they had at least two players out to where they had to rely on more than just the 11th and 12th man.
No,
Same
they
thing with
didn't.
us.
Hold on. No, they didn't. Their rotation went 7 men deep in the finals for the most part.
Dre, they still had to fill the rock. Okay, let's put it this way. How about
When
with us
KP
last
was
year?
out,
No,
they
no, no, no,
played
no,
with
no, no.
Al
You won that
Horford.
argument, Dre. You won that with Boston. How about last year with us in the Knicks, where we had all these injuries to where we were using a 7, even a 6 man rotation at some times? Don't you think that that would be important to have an 11th and a 12th man down at the end in case something like that happened?
Brother, we were playing Taj Gibson, and you saw how terrible that was.
I'm asking AD because he said the 11th and
The
12th man
11th and
isn't
12th man
important.
was Taj Gibson, and you saw how bad that
And if
was.
you can upgrade from a Taj Gibson and get a better player, you don't think that would help you down the road?
It's not gonna help you win a finals.
But no, 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 no. But see, that's what I'm talking about. You need okay. If you get a player that's better than Taj Gibson at the 11th spot, whoever that may be, their contribution throughout the regular season and in the playoffs, whether it be look at not Shake, what's his name, Burks. When Burks came in the Indiana game and was balling for that first 2 3 minutes, he wasn't doing nothing all season, but his contribution at the end of the bench in the 11th and 12th
Burks is
got
not
us
a
back into the
rookie.
game for 2 3 minutes. You
Burks is
said
not a
you
rookie.
just, but you just
Burks
said
is
11th and
not
12th
a
man aren't
rookie.
being used. You
Burks
said
is
11th and
not
12th man
a
aren't being used.
rookie.
I just
Yeah,
told you.
but Burks is not a rookie. That's where you want to see. That's where you want
No,
to
I'm going
force.
off of what
You're
you
trying to
just said
force.
about the 11th
No, but
and 12th man fighting for
you're
time.
trying to force your analogy. Burks is not a rookie. Burks came to the Knicks last year back from Detroit. I think shooting 40% from three.
He
Burks
was
is not
hurt.
a rookie. It's
He was
madness.
hurt.
But he's still the 11th or 12th man down there in your roster that showed importance when the playoff times come. You said if a
Yeah, but
man
the
is
Knicks were
sitting
not
here,
worried about him. The Knicks were not going to play Burks.
did
If
he not?
things
Was he
were,
not
if
impactful in
it,
the playoffs when we needed
yeah,
him?
but the Knicks were not gonna play Burks. And if you wanna use a rookie in that situation, you think Tom
AD, you breaking up real bad, bro.
Oh, I thought it was me. I didn't want to interrupt him. Dang. AD,
is gonna
you cutting in and out, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 80, 80, come drop down and come back up.
Okay, if you're talking about me and trusting a rookie at that spot, that's not what we were discussing. We were discussing the 11th and 12th spot of the roster.
Hey,
All I
you
was saying was
mentioned the
Bert showed.
11th and 12th guy. We lost because we had to rely on the 11th and 12th guy.
I'm just saying he
No
was
team is winning a
impactful.
championship relying on their 11th and 12th guys. It's your top 8 or 9 that wins it, that decides the championship, and the health of their top 8 or 9.
And Snowball wouldn't win
If you
either.
going, hold on, Bob. If you going down to your 11th and 12th guy, you're not winning the championship. That means a lot of things went wrong injury wise. That means you probably lost a key guy,
Didn't Camp Chris Porzingis not play pretty much the whole playoffs with Boston?
and
And they,
They never went to their 11th and 12th guy. They ran an
but what
eight
I'm
man
saying is,
rotation.
okay, maybe it's just me, and I'm not.
They ran an eight
I'm
man
in that bubble
rotation.
again.
They
I'm
ran
in
an
that
eight
bubble.
man rotation. They ran an 8 man rotation. They didn't run a 9 and 10 man rotation.
Okay.
They ran Jalen Brown, Tatum, Drew Holiday, Derek White, Al Horford, Peyton Pritchard, and you probably couldn't tell me who was their 7th or 8th guy.
You're probably right, Jeff.
Spot minutes. Oh wait, Hauser, who was already in their rotation, and then literally speckles of minutes between that big that they had
I got a quick question though. Let
and
me ask you,
O'Shea Brissett.
Dre. Let me just
And
ask you real quick.
those guys literally played like 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Can I
So
just a
in
side
games.
note, Dre, real quick? Can I ask you a side question? Trevor Ariza, when he was on the Lakers, where did you see him on the bench? Like as far as a role player, like
He
seventh,
was
eighth
like
man?
he started.
No, I'm saying like where do you see
Trevor
him at?
Ariza was a starter.
I'm asking you where do you see him at? I'm asking you his value as what he did for the team. I know he's a starter, but I'm asking you what is his value to you?
He was a starter.
Oh my God.
Period. He's not a 10th
Okay.
or 11th
No,
man.
no, no,
What do
no, no,
you
no. I
what
wasn't
do you
asking that. I wasn't asking that. What I was asking to you was because of his value. I know he was a starter, but I'm saying what he was able to commit to the Lakers. Did you see him as a starter? That's all I was asking. Because for me, certain role players or certain players that do certain things get categorized as they are not this, but they are. Example, I always thought Trevor Ariza was a very good player and he was a starter. I agree with you. But what I'm saying is most people I've spoken to outside of this circle sees him as a sixth or seventh man. That's why I was asking you. Because to me, if a guy like Trevor Ariza is looked at as a sixth or seventh man, maybe I'm looking at it wrong where I think that if you're on this roster, you add value, whether you're the 11th or 12th person.
I'm a th- do you know how much better Dante DiVincenzo and Josh Hart is compared to the average 10th or 11th man in the NBA?
No, I don't see them as
You don't
such.
know?
I don't see them as such. I see them as the sixth or seventh guys. That's why I'm saying.
The
When you
6th or
say
7th
Dante
guy is
DiVincenzo
light
as
years
a
better than the 10th or 11th guy in your rotation. Point
okay,
blank
so can you
period.
do me a favor? Give me a guy that's a 10th spot rotation that I could actually say, okay, I know the value of a 10th spot rotation. That's what I'm asking because to me, all positions to me
Taj
equal
Gibson
value.
was a 10th guy in our rotation in
Josh
January.
Gibson, okay.
Is that not good enough to signify that that's not good?
So at the 10th, okay. No, I needed a gauge because for me, like I said, 1 through 12, you on the roster, that means you
Most
important.
teams, unless you're talking about like maybe OKC and Indiana, most teams do not go further than 9 deep in high level players. You can do patchwork. You can patch in and fill in a guy for 10 minutes in a regular season, and you're trying to win games. But if you're relying on your 10th or 11th guy to come in and play 30 minutes in a pinch, you're playing a losing
So
battle
Precious
already.
Achua would be our 10th man then, right? Where do you see Precious Achua?
And Preston Achua was exploited in the playoffs for not being very good on
No,
offense.
no, 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 no. I just want to know: is he like 10th man, ninth man rotation? Like where you
If
see
we
him
if
at?
we were to bring him back, he would probably be 10th or 11th.
So okay, so at that 10th or 11th position, re-signing Precious would be what $4.5 million.
Yeah,
So we're re-signing our 10th man at $4.5 million. This is
that's
what
not a
I'm
lot of
talking
money.
about.
That's
But
not a lot
Dre,
of money.
but you just said we're paying. Yeah, it's not a lot of money, but we're
It's
paying
not.
that much to where for the 10th man as opposed to the backup center.
The backup center makes the same amount of money.
Oh God, Dre, you're not understanding what I'm saying. The fact that everyone wants to re-sign Precious and play him with the small ball five, and he's a 10th man option on our roster. To me, it would be better to get an actual backup center who can be
That's
moved
what they're
further
trying to
down,
do.
getting paid.
They're dangling Precious right now in a sign and trade for an actual center.
Okay. Because no, I'm actually trying. That point that I just made about Precious was trying to delegate that everyone's saying we could run small ball at the five and how valuable Precious is. He's not if he's our 10th man. And on top of that, like y'all just said, if we're looking for that, it's not going to be any type of value there. You guys cleared up what I was misreading. I apologize if I spent 20 minutes on it, but thank
If
you.
Precious came back for 4 million, that's really helpful. But I doubt he wants to play for that.
Who, Precious?
Yeah.
Precious, no, that's what they said. His what I read in the contract for us to re-sign him would be 4.4 million to get Precious back.
Uh, uh,
That's
uh,
why I said I'm asking you because there's questions about certain things that I've read and you've read, and I'm trying to get information on it. Because for me, Precious is a 4.4 million
the
dollar reason.
market for a fringe like NBA center or just an NBA center
But that's a 2 year deal.
is around $5 million. There's
Mm-hmm.
guys like Daniel Tice that got like $5 million, and
Mm-hmm.
he's not better than Precious. So the going rate for Precious is maybe $5 to $6 million for a team that could use him.
I don't know.
But as it stands, when we talking about going small ball and all this stuff, we could go small ball without Precious. I don't know why you're hitching your wagon to that. Like if we were to go get a traditional center to back up Mitch, our small ball lineup would have nothing to do with Precious Achiuwa
Of
at
course.
all.
Of course.
It would probably be a Randall would be a nominal five on offense, and OG would be the five on defense.
I don't think that's good.
What do you mean?
The
That
only reason why small ball worked last year was because of Precious. That's what I'm saying. So for
no
the
no no
people
no
who
no 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 no
go
no
ahead.
no no. We closed out the Sixers by putting OG on Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Did this not happen? We saw this. You saw this with your eyes, right?
Yeah, we saw it. We was watching it together. I
Oh,
agree with you.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay then. That answers it alone.
But what I'm saying is with Precious, I don't know what the value he has on his team, and I keep hearing people saying we need to resign him. That's why I'm trying to figure out. We're talking with you. What is his real value on this team? Whether it's for small ball, whether he's a
If
back, like,
I'll say this, if we got a traditional five and Precious was still on the team,
mhm.
Tibbs would play the traditional five over Precious at the five.
I agree with that. And also, God, I can't believe Bates Depot from the guy who we got from the
Peter
Nets.
Bates,
Yeah,
Peter
isn't
Bates,
he?
yeah.
Diop, thank you. Is he gonna be backing up Randall?
He is the definition of your 11th and 12th guy.
Hmm. So who's backing up Randall?
OG will
I'm
play
asking
at the
because I
four.
think
OG and Hart will play at the wings
okay,
when he goes to the
okay,
bench.
so now so now our system is totally different than what I thought it would be. Cool. No, I didn't know we were gonna play that way. I thought we would
You
have had.
stagger your wings, man. We got a bunch of guys that make too much money to not be playing 30 plus minutes a night.
No, I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is the way that our system's being run looks different. So maybe with the center position,
You're not putting in you're staggering. You're not putting in a
yeah.
random guy at the four to back up Randall to play 12
No,
minutes.
I wasn't doing that. I was just asking. Do you think that?
I understand what you're saying. I'm breaking it down to you. You're staggering. When Randall goes to the bench, they're probably bringing in another guard. They're probably bringing in Dante, and then OG moves down to the four.
And run like the four ball small like we did last year with the four guards with McBride, Dante, Josh Hart, like that.
You stagger it.
Yeah,
You
okay.
replace a guy that doesn't play his position and then move OG down in the lineup.
I thought we would have actually had a backup four, but if we're playing like that, then
We didn't
hey,
have a
that's the way
backup
the
for
system.
last year.
We didn't have a four last year because Randall went down. That's the point. That's what
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying.
no.
Like,
Even when Randall was healthy, we didn't have a backup for.
good point. That is true.
Remember when we were coming into the season, we're like, are we
Yeah.
gonna get Randall a backup? And we never did.
Or we're gonna use Sims at the four. Try to
All
use
we
him.
did was
Yeah, you're right.
stagger. All we did was stagger in the minutes that he wasn't out. We ran Josh Hart at the damn four in the minutes he was out.
Right.
Cool.
Because modern NBA teams don't have 4 bigs in their rotation, bro.
Yes.
I don't
Okay.
even.
I agree
Yeah,
with you on.
yeah.
They have 3 and they just swap them out.
Yeah,
Yep.
they
Power
just
forward
rotate
and two
they just
centers.
rotate them in.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other thing too about the small ball conversation is teams don't go small for the sake of being small. See, teams go small to create a advantage, right? And if you're
Mm-hmm.
the Knicks and you have all the advantages, why would you consider a disadvantage? Let me do the super chat. I'm gonna do the super chats real quick. Justo, thank you for the generous contribution. Justo says, salute panel. Hot take. Excuse me, hot take. I think we have the best regular season record in Knicks history, 60 plus wins. If Ainge wants a lot, who else is left to get? I mean, I'm not sure, bro. And the ball don't lie. Salute, salute, salute. And the ball don't lie. Is salute. Thank you for the generous contribution. He said it's just because of Nick's love. Thank you for the generous contribution, bro. Sorry I didn't read that sooner, but
Eh,
yeah, man, I appreciate both of those. Um, and instead of us going round and round like doing the dance, what I did
Mm-hmm.
was I did some data mining, looking for the type of dudes that will fit Tom Thibodeau's system that are free right now and could potentially fit into what we're looking to do. And so a lot of these names on the screen, I already know y'all have no idea who these people are, right? I already know that. I already,
Who's Paul Reed?
yeah. A lot of these
I'm
people,
joking.
yeah, a lot of these people, we're not gonna know who a lot of these people are. Like Malik Williams went undrafted. I think Malik Williams was undrafted, what, 2 years ago, Dre? That was two
Yeah.
years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Moses Brown, the athletic 7'2" guy with all the athleticism that don't know what to do with a basketball. But if somebody ever figure it out for him, bro, he
I
gonna
thought your servers resigned. I didn't know that. Your server resigned with the Suns, or
Which one? No, all those guys are free agents.
no? Because I thought I heard something about him being traded. Hold on. Now go
Who are
ahead.
you talking about?
I can never say his name right. Yurt Seven. I heard he was
He was
traded.
released. He was released.
Oh, he was released. Okay.
Yeah. Recently, like yesterday or something.
Okay. I heard he was off the block though. All right, that's dope. If we could get him,
In a pinch, Tibbs was getting Norvell Powell to look decent.
who's Orlando Robinson? That's a guy I don't know.
Um at the Miami Heat had him. He was a developmental big. He was on their tour, then they gave him a contract. Then they got rid of him because they signed 3 centers. Well, they signed 2 centers and drafted one
and
in
drafted
Kelly
him.
Ware.
Kalaway, okay,
So they had no use for Orlando Robinson. So they let him go.
okay.
Right. There are guys out here, right? I just found 10 of them, right? I thought AD was going to stay, but clearly he was having connection issues. But since he was on the screen, I just wanted to see, take the time to go find some guys, right? Baji is a solid center. He's young. I think he's going to be a journeyman. But if you're looking for a journeyman center just to fill the gap right now, why not him? All right, so there are a few guys, like he's a hustle guy. He's gonna play hard at 7'1". Christian Coloco,
Freezy would take a flyer on him in a heartbeat.
yeah, because he does all the things that you want a Tom Thibodeau center to do. Some of them he does better than Mitch, like his calling card, and he's got two. He's a paint protector first, right? Notice I said paint protector and not rim protector, because
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a difference, because the paint is a big space, right? You got to protect all of it, right? I think he's a better paint protector than some of the guys that we bought in, right? There are the Sumonich kid. I think he is a volume rebounder if given minutes, but he's not going to do Enes Kanter.
So
Like a
he's not a
volume,
Tibbs. He's not a Tibbs man.
yeah, a volume rebound. Like if he plays legit, if he plays 6 minutes, he'll probably have 6 rebounds.
Yeah.
Right? He'll be that type of guy. If he plays 6 minutes, he'll have 6 or 7 rebounds. Right? But but the last I saw him, he was foul prone. And he's not a rim protector, not as good as, say, for instance, all these guys play hard, right? Cabin Jelly, the dude from Florida State, he was at Florida State right before Patrick Williams. He was there before Patrick Williams and Devin Vassell. So he was there with what's the shooting guard? The shooting guard the Knicks had from Florida State that we cut, the one that we liked, the one that was there before Grimes.
Bacon? Wait, Florida State.
No, he went to Miami, right?
Yeah.
The 6'4" shooting guard that we liked. We cut him, Miles Powell, and Jacob Evans III in the same offseason. That was Leon Rose's first offseason here. But anyway, I guess it's neither here nor there. But there are guys on the list, like Paul Reed is out there. Paul Reed's not going to sign with the Knicks, bro. He ain't gonna, like all that stuff y'all said about getting a guy that's going to get pigeon crumb minutes. Man, Paul Reed want to play, bro.
Yeah, he wants a role where.
Yeah, he want to be a contributor.
And plus, he would be willing to take a cheaper contract if he knew he was going to play to up his own value.
Yeah.
But over here, no.
I think Paul, and the thing about Paul Reed is he can't be a starter because he's not big enough at the center position to hold up and be an NBA center.
No.
Right? Not at 6'9", 228 or 232, whatever he is. No. He ain't big enough to be an NBA center. He's barely big enough to be an NBA power forward. Right? But he does stretch the floor, knock down the corner three. Right? He's a rebounding machine when given minutes, and he can knock down threes. He can space the floor. Malik Williams is the one I'm intrigued with, though. But he's a little bit older. You don't know what he's going to give you at this stage, bro.
I wouldn't. If it got real bad, I wouldn't mind Moses Brown, even though he's never seemed to stick anywhere he's going.
Nah, I know. Boston, Portland, wherever.
Clippers.
Yeah.
They just OKC, like they bring him in and then they just let him go.
Yeah, because there's something there, but we don't know. Like clearly,
it's like he doesn't have like the mental part, but he has the physical part.
Yeah. Oh, he's an athlete, bro.
Athlete, long range.
You said Moses Brown?
Yeah, but it seems like he doesn't have the communication part that you need for a center.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's lacking in confidence. Funny enough, remember that clip, Freezy, where his teammate in college told him to lift his head up?
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
You gotta be told to lift your head up, and you 7'2"?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't think? I don't know. I like this list one because that what you just told me from Brown. I think that Brown and Colo, how do you say his name? Christian Colo.
Yeah, Colo.
You're
Coloco. Sorry, Coloco. I could that
He's Spanish, bro.
I'm in Spanish. I agree with that better than actually going with Sims. These guys you listed, I prefer them as backup.
I wouldn't hate Orlando Robinson. He already came from a defensive system.
Right.
I like Holman Yurt.
That's pretty complex.
The only thing about Coloco is his illness. The
blood clots.
The blood clots.
He's the one with the blood clots?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember you talking about him now. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like Freezy. I wouldn't mind Orlando Robinson.
Bro, Dre, what I'm saying,
as long as he comes with his Heat playbook.
Long as he come in, how about long as he come in shape? Can we do that first?
Yeah.
If he come in shape, bro, then hey, man, listen, hey, by all means, even though I don't like him, if they bring him in, bro, hey, I think every contender needs a Dwayne Dedman type, right? That's going to come in and bring action, right? When the dudes that you remember Anderson Varejao?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a guy like that'll be the backup for a
a
long time.
spaz.
Yeah, we just need that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there are guys out here, bro. I just found 10 of them just by just scrolling through the internet. So I know that the Knicks definitely have more resources than I do. So I know they'll see Baji and be like, you know what? If he could catch it, if we teach him if we send him to Jets mini camp and let him play tight end for a little bit, work on his hands, he'll be all right. But
Yeah.
but from what I saw, he's got bobble hands. Like there's never a secure catch on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even give him your umbrella because y'all will get wet, bro.
Fumbleitis.
Yeah, man. So that's the one I don't know much about a lot of these guys. I just found some and looked at some stuff just real quick. Like Paul Reed is the best backup center option here, right? Because Paul Reed affords you the ability to go small ball. Like I heard y'all talking about small ball. You don't want OG Anunoby or Randall playing center minutes.
Not extended ones, but I think
Nah,
it's
Not
gonna
even
happen,
1 minute.
Freezy.
I don't
nah.
want 1 minute.
I think it's gonna actually happen this year, Freezy.
And I think we're going to be having, if that happens, we'll be having the same conversation this time next year.
About
Yo,
how guys can't
what
stay
if
healthy.
such and such happened? Right, something I think you can only tempt fate so many times before the house wins, bro, and the house always wins. Like you win your $8,000 in a casino, bro. Go home, go to your room. You know what I'm saying? Yo, take your $8,000 in quarters and go to and go. Take your $8,000 in quarters upstairs and how many buckets that is? That's like take your
Yeah.
47 buckets of quarters upstairs, bro, and chill out, bro.
I
You know,
understand. I understand.
yeah, that's me, right? That's my thing on it. Like notice OG Anunoby played small ball center on defense. He wasn't our center on offense,
Yeah,
right?
like on offense is nominal. You flip it. And
Yeah. He played against uh
Embiid.
Embiid. When did he start doing that in game 6? Was it game 6 or game 5?
I
5
thought it
and
was 5.
6.
I thought
So
game 6 was Precious.
It was just some nah, he definitely down the stretch they put OG and they sent double teams and then we had Precious playing free safety,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
getting deflections and all types of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you notice three games after that, OG Anunoby's out for the year. Is
He
that
pulled his hamstring trying to chase down a ball, like getting back down from Embiid had nothing to do with him trying to hit top speed and pulling his hammy. He's trying to get a ball that was a poorly thrown pass at that. Trying
are
to
you
get.
a Dre? You a Giants fan, bro?
Oh God.
I'm
Don't.
not a Giants fan.
Don't. I saw that. I am.
The reason why I said that is because one football team in the state is like things are what they are. Let's address things for what they are, right? Another team is like woe is me, and then there's the Jets. Justify everything. Like it's the turf in MetLife. The reason why Aaron Rodgers was over it's the turf, man. We got to play on natural surface. No, it wasn't the turf. It wasn't the turf, and it wasn't
It
the offensive line. It's the Jets had a 40-year-old quarterback under center. That's
Freezy. I don't.
that's what it
But
is.
the correlation in like guarding Joel Embiid has nothing to do with him trying to chase down a ball and pulling his hamstring.
Okay.
I don't see that correlation. Now, if you want to say the tons of minutes, maybe playing too many minutes, but actually guarding Joel Embiid is not making your hamstring pull.
Okay. But those two things
If
did
you want to
occur.
say playing 40 something minutes, that might do it to you in terms of a tissue injury like
Okay.
that.
Right.
But like the brute physicality part that is guarding Joel Embiid, which is him just backing into you,
Right.
because he's not running up and down the court. You don't pull a hammy. You don't pull a hammy on a bench press, Freezy.
Right.
Like you don't pull a hammy trying to
But those
stand
two
your
things did
ground.
happen though, right?
They happen, but they happen for two different things. Like that, you can't compare injury. Injuries are not from the same causes. There's no correlation for those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yes,
a
they
reach,
are,
Freezy.
bro.
That's a reach.
No,
He
it's
he
not.
literally pulled his hamstring running at top speed for a ball, and he barely got it. And you think it's because he guarded Joel Embiid a week prior in the post?
Those two things happened, right?
There's zero correlation.
Like, hey, Cowboy Bob, you ever like hurt your knee on one leg and then your ankle start hurting on the other leg? And then
Mm-hmm.
somebody tell you, well, there's no correlation between that hurt knee on your right leg and your left ankle. There's no
But
Mm-hmm.
he had
no
no other
correlation.
injury. He had no
But
other lower
Dre,
leg injury that entire
He
time.
did have another injury, Dre. He didn't come back 100% from the elbow, remember?
How does your so that the elbow's connected to your leg bone,
No,
Freezy?
that's not what I'm saying. No, you said he had no other injury. I'll just clarifying that he did have another injury.
God.
mm,
I, unless you're saying his conditioning wasn't right, well, that's another thing that may have caused
No.
a hamstring injury. But
Yeah.
guarding Joel Embiid, no, that doesn't
Okay.
even make sense.
Say
Well,
what
I mean, that's a matter of opinion. Then
say what we will, man. But the thing is about NBA players and football athletes in general, when you have them play outside of their pocket, bro,
mm-hmm.
they get hurt.
Yep. And
It don't matter.
another
even
point,
when
like,
even when OG plays in his pocket, he gets hurt. So
but
like, what are
but
we talking about?
here's another point
So
to the
so so
smoke
why?
ball.
So if you know that, then why would you risk him playing outside of his pocket when he gets hurt? He playing even within his pocket.
Because getting to our ultimate goal in terms of hitting our ceiling, you may need to play him at the 5. You want to win a championship,
But Dre,
you might actually have to play him.
you're
And
still
if you're
gonna
and
need
if
a
you're
big
afraid,
though.
and
You're
Freezy,
still
Them,
gonna need a
there it is.
if
Ain't no need for us to look at centers. Then we'll take the center stuff off the screen because
no no
OG
no no no
Anunoby is the reason. OG Anunoby at center is the reason why we'll win championships. Dre just said it.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
That's
I'm
not what you
saying
mean. That's not
there's
what you
a
mean,
time
right?
and a place
But
to
that is
there's a
what
time
you
and a
just said.
place to deploy it. Like
but it won't.
The Warriors didn't go to a death lineup from opening tip.
But they still had a big on the court. Like if you looked at everything
The
on
Warriors didn't
defense,
go to
OG.
their death
Hold on.
lineup from
Dre, let
minute
me
Dre,
just
man,
one.
but Dre, come on, man. You know Draymond Green had been playing center before that, bro. It's not like
But
exactly.
their death lineup wasn't just Draymond Green. It was Andre Iguodala playing at the 4. And they didn't start Andre Iguodala at the 4.
okay. I thought Kevin Durant was at the 4. Maybe I'm
Before
wrong.
Kevin Durant even got there, their death lineup was Harrison Barnes, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala at the 4, then Draymond.
So
You
Harrison
understand?
Barnes didn't play the 4.
No, it was It was Iguodala that was the 4 in their
I
death
thought.
lineup.
Okay, okay, all right.
Oh, whatever. They had it interchangeable. They were their wings. They were wings. Iguodala was at the 4,
Right.
3/4. Harrison
Mm-hmm.
Barnes is 3/4. Their death lineup, their death lineup was a thing, and they didn't deploy it at the beginning of games, or for stretches of games. They only used it to put teams away, and boy, it was effective. And what did we use to basically put the Sixers away? OG at the 5, and there was a reason it worked.
Yeah, yeah. It's just something we tried because we hadn't tried. We hadn't done that all year.
Yeah.
No, we
And I was
actually we couldn't get to it because OG kept getting hurt before we even got to try it.
but you
Like
still
trying to add those parts,
I never
trying to
saw
add
OG
those
play
things
center.
to trying to add those things to your repertoire with a guy that just arrived to your team in the middle of the season is not something that's very easy. That's something you bring along in training camp.
OG, bro, is okay.
You could laugh at it all you want. It
I
worked.
know because I'm a grown up, Dre.
It worked.
I know that. I know I can
And the
laugh all I
Sixers couldn't
want
score
because I'm
no
here.
points.
But the point that you're making is that OG Anunoby put in valuable minutes as a small ball five on a big center where the Knicks can trap, right? That's what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah. The big center that's also the most skilled center in the league.
So OG Anunoby on the most skilled centers in the league is what you're trying to tell us.
No, I'm saying if he could do that against Joel Embiid, it's way less pressure against any other routine center.
Yeah, but Drake over
Because
time in
first
the
off,
season,
if
he's
you're
not going to
talking
be
about
healthy.
if you're talking about putting him on a stretch center, Freezy, what is that? Basically, him guarding wings that are less mobile.
Bam.
Are you saying he can't do that?
No, Dre. This is not what I'm saying. I think you're looking for the opposition on this and reaching for it. But I can tell you, I'm right here. I can tell you why that I don't like OG Anunoby at the 5. It's clear when you put players outside of what they're normally doing, you're begging for those players to get hurt. You're begging for it, bro. It's like your energy 4 coming off the bench to guard 5s. And it seems like it should be a simple transition. Man, just throw Aaron Gordon on Jokic, bro. He could just give us 10 minutes. Nah, bro, it don't work like that, bro. It's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as put Aaron Gordon on Jokic and then bring Michael Porter Jr. to double team. It's not that simple, bro.
Well, Freezy, I watch Aaron Gordon guard LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, all in the same playoff run.
Yeah,
Right.
but two of those guys that you were speaking are stretch 5s. He's never really done an actual
Who's a
5.
stretch 5?
AD to me and Bam.
AD
Those are
is
the
not a
two
stretch
stretch
5,
5s.
and Bam is
I
not a
think he's
stretch
a power
5.
forward. I think AD is better at a forward. But that's me.
He's not a
Okay,
stretch
Bam.
5. Either way, how you look at it,
Okay.
he's not a stretch 5.
Okay, I give you that.
You actually have to shoot to be a stretch 5.
Or you got to be able to create some type of gravity to be a stretch 5. Some type of gravity, whether
He
it's
creates gravity by being Anthony Davis and getting in the post and beating dudes up.
Dre, my point about stretch 5s though. The point about stretch 5 is in order to be a stretch 5, you have to create some gravity away from the basket. Some type of way. They have a defender has to respect what you do on the perimeter. That's what makes you a stretch 5. It's not just shooting. It's just not shooting the 3, right? Or it's not like for instance, Porzingis is a stretch 5, but Porzingis can do other things that aside from shooting that normal 7'3" guys can't do. That's what
ball handling, passing.
Something.
But I'll say this.
You said normal.
Aaron Gordon guarded a extremely wide variety of extremely talented NBA players and did it for an entire playoff run and was largely one of the reasons why they won that finals.
Right.
Because they didn't want to put Jokic on any of them dudes at all.
Okay.
But they still had a big on the court, Dre. That's the point that I was trying to
They had a big in drop coverage the entire time playing no man's land while Aaron Gordon was basically sacrificing his body against anybody and who was available. It didn't matter if he was a big or a small. They had that man out there as just the fix-all for everything.
Okay.
Yeah, OG Anunoby is not that.
Thank you.
Hey, if there's any wing that's Aaron Gordon might be the only wing in the league stronger than OG Anunoby.
Probably. Right. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. But to just in the off season.
No, I'm not saying
the small ball conversation to me is very, very premature in the off season to talk about small ball. Right. I'm trying to figure out when Tom Thibodeau is even comfortable. Like
Freezy, we could wager it. I feel very confident that you're gonna see small ball OG, but you're only going to see it at key points in games or to close games out. You're not going to see it all game.
But why, if we have a good system in place with the two centers that we have, if
That
you have a traditional backup center and we're
why
doing good,
why
hold on.
why did the Warriors death lineup exist? They had Andrew Bogut. Why would they ever put
It was
Iguodala
a
on the court?
scheme that they used to get on a run. If we're
No,
playing
no, no,
good
no, 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 no,
rebounding,
no, 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 no.
ah,
Why would
gosh,
they
Ray,
do
just let me
that? They
finish.
had
Dre,
Andrew
Dre,
Bogut.
I could tell you why. We don't have you don't have to do the paragraph for it. I can tell you why. You want to know? I can
Go,
sum it up in 10 words or less, I promise.
go
Go
for
ahead.
it.
When those two examples, you mentioned Aaron Gordon and the Golden State Warriors, they both had a league MVP on the floor.
Aaron Gordon, every time Jokic was off the court in those playoffs, Aaron Gordon was the 5. You know that, right?
No, I don't know that because I saw DeAndre Jordan play with my own
DeAndre
eyes.
Jordan didn't play in every series in the finals in the playoffs. He
Bro,
did
you
not
said,
play in every
but
series.
you said every time. You just said every time.
The overwhelming majority of the time when Jokic was out,
So it's not every time then.
most of the
So
time.
it's a lot of time
Most of the time.
because I saw Jeff Green also.
You could look up, Freezy, you could look up Aaron Gordon's minutes at the 5 right now.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying.
So OG Anunoby is the new Aaron Gordon.
I don't think it's gonna work.
I'm not saying you deploy it all the time. I'm saying if you want to close out a game, you
But
put the
Dre,
5
to
best
me,
defenders out on the court and have at it.
So Mitchell Robinson is not one of a top 5 Knicks defender.
5 most versatile defenders on the court.
I don't understand why would you go small ball if you are running a system like we're running and it's effective. To me, small ball is a way for you to get an
Because
advantage.
Mitchell Robinson can't play 48 minutes a game.
He can't play
Unless we
48 minutes.
No, I'm not saying that, Dre. What I'm saying is if we had a traditional big, an actual backup big to Mitchell Robinson, I don't think we would be questioning it.
had a traditional backup big in the playoffs
And
against
they
the
both got
Sixers.
hurt. Yes, they both got hurt. Okay.
That man
Well,
Tibbs didn't even want to put Hartenstein in on Joel Embiid.
all I'm
No,
saying is
because
small ball to me is still
Embiid was Embiid
He
was
was
cooking.
eating that man alive.
Yeah, he was cooking
yeah.
hard time, bro.
He was, but I'm just saying, I still feel that for you to run small ball, you need to have the talent to do it. One and two, you also need to
We
have the.
do have the talent to do it, though.
Yeah,
Not with OG. OG,
the
I don't
thing is,
think OG.
No. We do have the talent to do it.
the
Freezy's
thing about
like, well,
small ball
should you
is
do it though? That's the thing. Should
no,
you do it?
no. The thing
Is the
is,
thing.
to me, is you don't veer away from what you feel like works unless you feel like you can create another advantage. That's my whole point to the whole thing about doing the small ball thing in the first place.
I agree.
The only time you use lineup flexibility is to create an advantage. That's it.
Thank you. I agree with that.
And it would create an advantage to me.
Okay.
But you're not doing
And
it
to
for the
Tom
long
Thibodeau,
term.
Tom Thibodeau thought it created an advantage, and it did.
At that time, yeah. Because Mitchell Robinson was hobbled and Hartenstein was getting slaughtered, right? It's not like Tibbs didn't want to go to Mitch, who was injured, right? Or Hartenstein, who was getting slaughtered. If Hartenstein wasn't getting slaughtered, bro, you would have never saw them try something different.
But Freezy, Precious was on the court. He didn't put Precious on Joel Embiid. You know who he put on Joel Embiid? OG Anunoby.
Yeah, to cover the wing, and then when they came back
No.
into the post,
No. Don't try to flip it.
I'm not
He
trying to
covered
flip
him.
it, Jay. I was trying to explain to you what I saw. I'm telling you what I saw. What I saw was OG on the wing with MB, and when he came down into the free throw area, that's when they switched. That's what I saw. I'm not saying that he wasn't playing full defense, but what I am saying is that with
You
that,
switch,
they had
Mom.
two guys going at MB at
You
certain times.
you switch anybody on that court with you switch anybody on that court on Embiid that's not Precious Achua, it's a bucket at the rim. So they were not switching everything. They were not. They simply were not. Because if they were switching everything, you would have wound up with Josh Hart on Embiid at the rim
And just for information purposes only, Josh Hart guarded Joel Embiid also.
and got roasted.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't say it was successful. I just said it happened.
But you can look up. Oh, you can look up Embiid shooting percentages against Precious and OG, and they were absolutely terrible.
You broke up. What you said? They were
You
absolutely
can you
what?
can look up in that series. You can look up the fact that Joel Embiid shot terribly when OG was his primary defender and when Precious was his primary defender,
Okay.
and when Mitch was at that point too. But you know who iHeart was getting roasted though. I'm not gonna lie to you, that man was getting cooked, flame broiled. But to Freezy's point, I'll say this: if Mitch didn't get hurt, Mitch probably would be out there attempting to guard him. But because his other options were gone, and his last two options, and Precious is the closest thing to a traditional big, he still chose OG to guard him over Precious, who was the closest thing to a traditional big at the point. At that point,
Yo, I'm looking at Joel Embiid field goal percentage against Josh Hart, and it make me laugh.
oh my god,
What is it like
Yeah.
90%?
No, it's actually 48.6%.
Oh shit! Damn,
Yo, this is crazy, bro. This is
that's
crazy.
bad.
And this
And,
is
and you're
and I got
expecting
that
small
from
ball to work if he's
I got
shooting
that
like.
from StatMuse, by the way, everybody.
How did small ball
is
work
that
if he was doing it?
48% against his team or him explicitly? Because that Stat
Oh
Muse
yeah, okay,
doesn't
yeah,
go in
yeah, yeah,
depth.
yeah. So I
Stat Muse
put it,
doesn't go in depth like that.
yeah. So I has hit 46% of versus Josh Hart in his career. Yeah, and
His Josh Hart teams, not Josh Hart specifically.
yeah, this is weird, right? Why does it say
Stat
something
Muse,
different?
Stat Muse doesn't go completely in depth like that. I'm gonna find the tweet, Freezy, that showed the shooting percentages in that series. Give
Let
me a
me
second.
do. Let me. Okay, I'm not gonna use StatMuse. I'm just gonna. That's weird, bro.
You
48%.
can go to
That's strange.
you can
As
go
a
to
team, that
NBA.
makes no sense because if it's on Josh Hart, why would you add the team? I don't know.
Because Stat Muse doesn't go in depth. You have to pay for those sort of things. Like if you had Spectrum, you have to pay for that. If you're going to
Okay.
NBA is a free resource, but they don't go all the way in depth. Like Stat Muse is bare bones for the most part.
Have
Like
you ever
they'll,
heard
they
of Land? You ever heard of Land of Basketball? Is that a good site?
say it again.
Land of Basketball.
It's a decent site, but they're not going to give you completely in depth statistics like that.
Yeah, I'm talking about 1v1. I don't care nothing about.
And to bring up another point that I just think might also incorporate, playing small ball means that you need your team to be behind that. Like I'm being serious. Like if you have a guy like Draymond Green, the way he's athletically built and able to be where he's at times gives you that advantage. Like Josh Hart being where he's at helps us with the rebounding on the second team, but it doesn't mean that we can run him at the five. Like I'm just saying, you have to have a full 4 or 5 guys that can actually rebound and be on the same page to work with small balls. That's my secondary point to agreeing with Unks. You need more than just one guy here, one guy not. It has to be a team effort with small ball.
We have the talent to do that now. Before, when we were relying on R.J. Barrett and Randall, like I think Tibbs was. I
Yeah,
think
and you know, Reese made a good point, bro. We talking about OG and Anobi Garden and Embiid, and he was on one leg and had stroke-like symptoms.
he's still the best player in the world, but I've seen Freezy. I don't know if you've seen it, but I have seen teams they deploy Drew Holiday to guard that man in the post and just double him immediately and make him commit turnovers and take dumb shots. Like It's not reinventing the wheel, putting a smaller guy on him and
No,
confusing him.
no, that. But again, this is not what I'm talking about, bro. That's not. And as long as we've been talking about this, I said it like 5 or 6 times. I'm not. I don't. That part. I don't care. I'm
Okay.
talking about the OG Anunoby part of it, right? I don't want to move furniture in a Ferrari, bro. Right? I
I'm
don't
not
want to move
saying
a couch in a
Freezy. I'm
Ferrari,
not
bro.
saying it's something you deploy all the time or every night. But if the matchup, if the advantage is to be had or it's in front of you, by all means use it. If it's to create an advantage, not to just deploy it just to deploy it. If it's to create an advantage where you otherwise would not have one, by all means use it. But not just don't deploy it whenever you feel like. Don't
Yeah,
don't do it something at the
no,
end of the
we don't want
second
to be
half.
JB Bickerstaff, bro. We don't want to over tinker with stuff like Evan Mobley at the top of the key running offense so little guards can run around and get open. We don't want to do all the over tinkering, bro. We not at that stage. We don't want Evan Mobley getting screened from Jared Allen so that he can hit Isaac Okoro in a corner for 3. We don't want to do all that, bro. We're not saying we're too talented, but we're loaded with talent with specialists like OG Anunoby is an elite wing defender. Mikal Bridges is an elite. Yo, somebody hit me up today and asked me, what am I gonna do when Tibbs goes really small? Right? And here's their really small lineup. OG at the 5, Bridges at the 4, Deuce, Dante, and Josh. The defense would be crazy, Uncle Freezy. No, that text message was crazy. Right?
You don't want to be crazy.
I think we and not talking about Dre small ball lineup with OG at the 5, but I'm just saying in general, I understand the possibilities are endless when you have a talented team. But shouldn't we just stay in our lane with the talent that we have?
Thank you. I agree with that.
Like what? Like why do we need to go extra small in a defensive lineup? Like what benefits us taking Jalen Brunson off the floor to just go all defense?
Who said I'm taking Jalen Brunson off the floor?
I never said you did. You didn't
Oh,
listen to me. You didn't. Yeah, you didn't listen. Yeah.
I thought you were saying me, but you're speaking in general.
No, I'm talking about. No, I was speaking about the specific text message I got. I was just speaking
Oh,
about that. Just
okay,
on that topic.
okay.
Like what benefit is there to take in Jalen Brunson off the floor to add Deuce, right, for defense? There is no benefit whatsoever to that,
Yeah.
right? Because even if you get 1 or 2 stops in a row, the other team is going to get 1 or 2 stops in a row at the other end of the floor,
Because you can't create his own offense or even get to the foul line.
right?
Like
And then you
Yeah,
give
I
the
would
ball
never
to
co-sign nothing
OG.
like that.
Well, now
I
what
think
you're going to
so.
depend on OG and Anunoby and Mikal Bridges to run your offense for 2 or
yeah.
3 minutes?
Yeah. That's another reason why I'm not too big on small ball, because people think that can actually work.
Small ball has to create a distinct advantage. And if it doesn't, if it creates something marginal, don't do it. Right? Because the risk involved way outweighs the marginal gain involved. Right? Because Embiid was immobile, couldn't move. He still got the best touch or the second best touch of any big man in the league outside of Karl Anthony Towns. He's got the second best touch in the league behind Cat. He can score from wherever he wants if he could ever get there. So OG Anunoby was guarding a hobbled center that couldn't really wasn't at full strength. Now, did OG log in very good minutes against Embiid? I saw it with my own eyes. Yes. Were the Knicks able to do other things defensively? Did that OG at the 5 show us that Tyrese Maxey is still a point guard in training? Yes, it did. Because you can't throw long passes against a scrambling defense. That's what they want you to do. They want you to throw the deep ball against a 3 deep coverage. That's what they want you to do. And when you throw underneath, and when your tight end comes underneath, Cam Chancellor gonna blow them up like a missile. That's what these defenses are all designed for, right? So when you talk when we speak about like the defensive or the lineup flexibility, I get it because every team that you play every on a nightly basis or every other nightly every game, all NBA teams are built differently. Some nights you're going to play a 6'1" jitterbug point guard. Other nights you're going to play a 6'7" super skilled point guard that can pass from every angle, and you have to adjust for that with your roster, right? But to say, hey, Charlotte can't shoot, we're going to play 3-2 zone all night, is crazy to think about in July. That's what I'm getting at. Should we value OG and Anunoby guarding fives? I would say if Minnesota has Cat and Gobert off the floor and they're going McDaniels and Nas Reed, okay. I'm comfortable with that because I feel like OG can guard Nas Reed in stretches, not for a long time.
I think a rational fan is not deploying a small ball lineup just because you have to do it or that's the modern game. No.
Well, I know
When it's the
some
appropriate thing to do, you do it. When it's the
Dre.
right button to push, you do it. When it's available to you and it creates a distinct advantage that you know it would, you do it.
Then you do it.
Not,
But Dre,
not. I'm not the one that's being like, yo, put OG at the 5 when we're playing Jokic and live with the results. You do it in the second quarter. Hell no, I'm not saying that. No.
I'm
I'm
I'm gonna
saying
say
the option is available to you. And when it's available to you, you need to know when to strike, when the iron is hot, and to do it at the right, appropriate times. And there are going to be more than several times. There's going to be a few dozen times during the season where OG at the 5 is probably the best move to go for when we're closing out a game. And you need to be able to use that option.
When the
but
Clippers go in a late game situation and the Clippers have Nicholas Batum at the 5, right? It's 5 seconds left to go in the game. They need to get a shot up. You take all your bigs off the floor because you want all your defenders able to guard and screen navigate in that last 5 seconds.
Mhm.
Those situations, right?
Or
Dre, can I just say something real quick?
when Mitch undoubtedly struggles against the stretch 5, which he always does, you utilize the fact that you have the switchability and a guy that can stick onto a big that may not present the interior threat a normal big does, but he gives you problems from the perimeter. You can do that with an OG. That
I'm
option is always available. I'm out of Freezy. I know you done seen the Celtics just beat us over the head with the Kristaps 3 because Mitch doesn't know whether to stay out on the perimeter or stay in the paint.
I think Tibbs has taught him that, bro.
Hey, Tibbs can teach him that, or maybe it just looks bad.
It looks awkward because it's not just the Celtics. San Antonio, when Wemby was killing Hartenstein inside pause, and we went to Mitch, Wemby couldn't grab rebounds and couldn't score, right? So if you remember, if y'all remember, the reason that when we were in a tie game and San Antonio beat us, or the 3-pointer that was made was a Victor Wembanyama 28-footer over Mitchell Robinson. That's how they took the 3-point lead in overtime, right? Mitchell Robinson at 7 foot is not going to go out and contest a 25-foot or a 28-foot 3-point shot from a dude that's 7'5". Bro, or he just going to put his hand up. Mitch is 7 foot tall with like a 7'3" wingspan, 7'4" wingspan, bro. That should be enough to contest.
Man, Freezy, I was watching Mitch have problems checking Al Horford, man. And
Can I?
maybe it's the defensive structure, but when teams get to that 5 out stuff, our answer is to still have Mitch out there, even though his whole objective is to protect the rim. At that
Can
point, you don't have Mitch out there.
Did you also remember when we were up 7 on Philly? I think it was game 3 when Tyrese Maxey pump fake Mitch in the air. and
Oh
Mitch went
God.
flying at him, and Mitch fouled him at the 3-point line. He made all
Got
the
the
free
4-point
throws,
play.
and then the Knicks missed, and then he came back and hit the logo three. Remember
Because he
that?
was in drop coverage.
Right. Well, it wasn't Mitch on that one. They were in transition. The Knicks missed, and
Yeah.
nobody picked up Maxey, and he took the three from the logo and made it. And instead of us being up by 7 points, he hit that. We were up one,
Yeah.
right? And Philly went on to win that game. Right. The thing is you're teaching Mitch to either stay down on the three and just put your hand up. But if you tell him to smother and contest, you got to remember you're telling a 7-footer to smother and contest on a perimeter. They don't, man, when you're 7 foot, it's easy when you watch a 6-foot guy go and do the flyby on a 3-point shot to not land in their landing area. But when you ask a 7-footer to do it, it's a different animal.
It's like
When
a
when
truck.
when when switchability is more important to you than rebounding, that's when you do the OG move.
Can I just say
That's
something real
when you
quick?
do it. When switchability is more important to you than protecting the rim on a given possession, when a team hitting a three is way more important to you than them getting two, that's when you do it, Freezy.
I just want to say this. I spoke to a Nick beat writer. His initials is BD. He basically everything you guys just said. I brought up, and I also said you need shooters that can shoot above 40% and be consistent at it for it to also work. He basically told me I was crazy in thinking that Precious can run the five to back up Mitchell Robinson. And this is a known New York Knicks beat writer.
Hey, bro,
He ain't got,
everybody that talk basketball don't know basketball, though, bro. Some of these dudes
but
have never even played. Just because you cover it, don't mean you know it, right?
but to me though, it's not. But
For instance, I know basketball, right? I played it at all
cool.
different types, all different levels, bro. I noticed that I've been coached up by all-time greats in Jersey City, Coach Marcellus and Coach Hurley, right? I've been coached by those, one in the police athletic league and the other one in high school, right?
So you know Chilltown.
Yeah, what I'm saying
Okay.
is the fundamentals of basketball don't change, and you have to understand what guys can and can't do, even if you think they have this athletic trait. Maybe they can do such and such, bro. It's not what, bro. It's the reason why left tackles only catch touchdowns at the goal line, bro. Right? They only catch touchdowns at the goal line, bro. You can't send a left tackle on goal routes, bro. Right? You just can't. They just not designed for that. Even if you say, yo, he got nice hands in practice, bro. He used to play tight end in high school. Nah, bro. It's as simple as guys can flash these athletic traits, but they're not built for whatever. It's like somebody years ago, somebody asked me why Hussein Bolt doesn't try out for football. He not built for that, bro. Just because you run fast doesn't mean, bro. Just because you run fast don't make you a football player, bro.
Look at Maurice Correct. He was a nasty in Ohio State as a running back, and then he gets to the Broncos and he gets cut. And he was a good running back. I hear you on.
And okay. But what I'm saying is ultimately like for instance, Deuce McBride is 6'1", right? Why don't we slide Deuce McBride in a lineup as a starter and let him be the off-ball playmaker next to Brunson?
What?
He's athletic enough, right? He got the size for it, right?
No.
Well, if
No,
you have
I hear you.
McCall and OG out there, you can do that.
Yeah. What I'm saying ultimately is just because, like, why not play Randall at the 3? I think Cowboy Bob, was that you that said Randall at the 3? Was that
Hell
you,
no.
or was that somebody else?
That was somebody else. I would not.
So,
Okay. Somebody said, man, look at Randall Handle, man. He in perfect shape, man. If you give Randall a entire off season to let him know that he gonna be playing minutes at the 3, Randall will come back about 10 pounds lighter and give you RJ minutes.
But his strength is in his muscle and being physical. Why would you?
But why would you turn an all-star power forward into something else when he's an all-star power forward?
Yeah. I'm just surprised you asked that question. I know we're in the conversation. I'm just.
Yeah. So ultimately, what I'm getting at is if the Knicks do small ball five, clearly they saw something on tape that they want to take advantage of,
Yeah.
right? What I'm saying is in July, though, in July, why not go get Paul Reed?
Mm-hmm. Unc, I think you froze.
Yeah, I think he froze.
We just heard Paul Reed, and that was it. Oh man, is he
I
back or is that you, Dre? Yeah, that's you.
nah,
Go
nah,
ahead.
he's gone. He's gone.
Oh damn. But anyway, like we were saying about the whole small ball thing, I'm just gonna fill in until Unc comes back. I don't want to cut off, but everything he's been saying is true, and I don't understand why people think that a scheme that works for 2 3 minutes should be used for the long term. It doesn't fit your situation, especially if it's not a good fit.
You good,
Ben,
Freezy?
Yeah, man, my computer just blinked out on me.
okay.
A power surge.
Ah, damn. Are you good? Is it gonna go back on? Is your
No, yeah, I'm just restarting the computer right now. It's just a power
okay?
surge, bro. That's all.
All right.
You got me scared because I was like, if
Yeah,
he's
man. So yeah,
frozen,
but the point I was making is why not just go get Paul Reed and play him small ball 5 minutes? You know he can stretch the floor. You know he's solid. You know he's solid defensively. He ain't gonna change the world, bro. He ain't gonna,
And as a
he ain't gonna set the
backup
world
big,
on
you
fire
don't
with his
need
defense.
as a backup big, you don't need him to. You ain't facing team's best option at the five off the bench 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
man,
yeah.
I just really don't think we're fit for small ball. Period. That's just me. I think we should just get another backup big. When if Mitch gets injured, then we worry about it. But right now, we need
Having
to
having
solidify.
it having it in your back pocket is something
Yeah,
that you need
but
because
I'm not making that back pocket my main need. Is what I'm saying.
of course, but when you make everything the same, you eventually can be exploited if you have no pivot.
But that's another reason why I also said I don't feel comfortable with Walker Kessler, because as much as his value he brings, we need a deterrent on offense at the center position. Because to me, I think that if we added someone who can give us offense, like how we have
And that's why I
Hartenstein,
said that the pivot is OG, but at points, not something that you rely on. That's my pivot. Is OG. You don't rely on it. It's not something. It's just a dessert. It's not a dinner. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
I think also too the OG guarding the five doesn't necessarily mean you have to go completely small either,
yeah.
right? It
yeah,
just means it.
Randall's still out there to me, and he can provide something while being out there. To me personally,
Right, right. Just because you take, I think small ball includes offensive defensive strategies, taking advantage of certain looks, calling certain sets and things like that. When you're in a small ball lineup, whether it's offensive or defensive, right? You may go small ball and play zone, right? You put a short dude out, well, not short, but you put long rangy defenders or non-center defenders on the floor and have them zone up with their hands up.
Hmm.
Or you can steal minutes per game with that, right? Doesn't mean that you're gonna play your smallest guy on the other team's tallest guy and all that. Nah, you can steal minutes with a zone if you want to play small ball. And I know Tibbs don't do that, but Tibbs doesn't do a lot of stuff until he does it, like what Dre said about OG and Anomi.
it Freezy. We could play like we could play coy, but OG Anunoby damn near the same size as Bam Adebayo. Randall is the same size as Bam Adebayo, and they've been running lineups with Caleb Martin at the four with
Yeah,
elite defenses. And they've been running that damn near exclusively. And you telling me we can't do that with
yeah,
our versatility?
yeah.
I'm not
Bam
saying do it all
Adebayo
the
is different
time,
though.
but
Yeah,
they
he
do it.
is.
They do it. They do it all the time. and
Bam is
what
like
they
a
try to and what they try to do is create advantages off of that and exploit us in ways that we can't pivot into. And it's why sometimes Bam Adebayo is just a mismatch because he's on the court with the intention to be a mismatch.
Right.
That's his whole point. And some Heat fans have been saying they don't even like the small ball as much. They want to have a traditional center at times. That's why they got Khalil Ware.
Yeah. They would.
I
Yeah.
think
The two Heat fans I talked to, they felt like the Heat are going away from Bam at the five because it just don't work.
Not
It
long
don't work. And
term,
Bam is a good player. Bam is a good player, bro. But it don't work. You gotta go. You gotta find a way. You gotta evolve with the times.
and Bam at the five, even though he did well not last year when they
it
went to the
works, but it
finals
doesn't
against
work
the
against
Nuggets.
everyone.
No, what I was gonna say was Bam's diversity of how well he played, even though they were struggling against the Nuggets. He would be a better fit at the four because if he's able to be productive at the five with ball handling and facilitating, imagine him at the four. So them getting Weird was actually a smart move to help
But
them. I
but
think that's the same thing we can do if we can find a healthy backup center.
but the only
Not
thing
saying
is
that,
the only thing
but
is Khalil Ware is not gonna start anytime soon.
yeah,
They're gonna start Jovic at the four next to Bam because he's damn near 7 foot or 7 foot and he shoots the three. But the crux of it is if you're gonna run Bam if you're gonna run Bam at the four, you better have a big that can shoot the five at a high clip. That's the only way you can
mhm.
survive. Which is why they have all these very small ball lineups because everyone else can shoot the three ball, but it gets a little bit more cluttered when you got Jimmy that doesn't shoot the three ball anyway either. So like it, it's one of those things where they drafted Khalil Ware for his potential, the fact that he has a jumper. It's not a consistent one, and it may be consistent a few years down the line, but that's what they're banking on.
I to be honest, I thought they got Ware to be more of a post presence and focused on rebounding, and
Well,
then
that's
have
what he is right
Bam.
now.
No,
That's
no,
what
I
he
was just
is
gonna say
right now.
and have Bam fighting off the sides and the wings
No,
back to the
nah,
cut,
nah.
keep it moving,
That's bad offense right now. Right
keeping
now,
Bam off ball.
right now, right now it's bad offense because neither of them are floor spacers. And
Okay,
then if you're gonna do that, then what is Jimmy gonna do when he's not taking threes?
okay. Now I didn't see Jimmy
And it's
staying. I
just
think he could
it
be there
just would
inside.
lead to poor floor balance, poor spacing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Khalil Ware in 3 years, yes. Khalil Ware right now, no.
No, I'm saying I think they drafted him for like you said in 3 years time where he's on the like he has that down low post presence, but I think that they're gonna use Bam as the rotating guy. Like I hate to say it, like more like a he's not that type of shooter, but if you see the plays I'm talking about, like he's not the same shooter as Clay was when he was with Golden State, but you see how Clay was moving off ball, getting to his spots, like that. I think that they can use Bam that way, but instead of him getting to the
No,
shots,
no,
getting
no,
down
no, no.
low.
What they want to use Bam like, they want to use him like Draymond. That's what
Now
they
go
want to
ahead.
use him like.
They want to use him like
Not
what?
Draymond.
Oh, okay, okay, I see it now. Okay, no, because
They
I'm
want to
asking
use
because
him
to me,
as a big conduit, big playmaker, big dribble handoff guy, big playmaker,
okay,
because he's not a floor spacer. If you put him off ball, he's not commanding any gravity away from the rim, 25 feet away from it.
Yeah.
Like the whole point with Bam is that he can control the pace of the game. He can be a
hmm
playmaker. He can also be a lob threat for himself.
transition.
Yeah, but you can't put him out there with multiple guys that aren't spacers. It's why you never see Draymond on the court with more than one guy that can't shoot a three.
Okay. I thought Bam could actually be used that way, so maybe it's something I didn't see. Good catch. Thanks.
Bam's not a shooter like that.
No,
He
no. What I
shoots
was
little
saying was
15 footers, little 13 footers, but
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like how Clay would go backdoor cut, get to his spot at the 3 point line. I say we do that
Bam
with the mid
can't.
range,
Bam
but
can't.
have
But
him
Bam
do it.
can't shoot. Bam can't shoot those shots.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. So for me, I said get him in a transition, like get him to that spot. He
You
gets the
can't
ball
play
and
in
then goes down
transition all
low.
game, bro.
True. No, I agree with you. Like I said, as you brought up those pointers, you're making me see that that's not how they're gonna use Bam. I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I
So
just like I said, but with the bigs though, to me, I think this league, even though Unc is right about the four bigs, I think that you need three solid bigs. And what do I mean? Two solid centers, one in case one goes down, and a power like a four, maybe a flex five. That's what the league is going to, because even if you look at how Zach Edey is with Memphis, they got Zach Edey, Triple J, they got GG, like all these guys they got that are big physical guys.
but
Even if
but
they
but
do
but the
decide to
thing
run
that you're
small
the
ball, they
thing that you're
still.
missing, the thing that you're
But
missing is they can afford to draft Zach Edey because Jaron Jackson shoots threes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jaron Jackson is not in the post.
No, but this is what I'm saying. With the league going big, you're gonna need three strong bigs.
The league
Right
is
now,
going
I think we
big,
only
but
have.
it is going big and skilled, not big just to be big.
If that's the case, then we don't even. Can you consider Mitchell Robinson a healthy big? Not this time. No.
You can have one big out there that's not a floor spacer, but everyone else on the court has to be skilled. You can't have two guys on the court that are afraid to shoot
So
or
okay. So
pass
with
or
that being said,
score.
is Kessler in your eyes a good floor spacer?
He's not a good
Yes.
floor. Well,
I
he
think
can
he is, but
he
not
can
for the
grow into
obvious,
that.
not for the reason why y'all thinking.
He can
Yeah.
he's a decent dribble handoff guy. He actually has a bit of passing chops,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something that has to grow. Like he's still like what in his third year, Freezy. He's
Yeah,
still
Yeah.
this is
growing
third.
within that skill set. Like Hardenstein didn't really get great at that skill set until this year. So, and that's
Yeah.
what Hardenstein's sixth year.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where Hardenstein is way, way, way more skilled than Mitch Robinson.
Yes.
That's not. Let's not confuse them. They may protect the rim the same way, but skill wise, they're way, way, way different.
Yeah.
Offensively, they're way different.
I just think we need to get. We have a half a big in Mitchell Robinson with the injuries. If he was 100%, we would have two bigs in him and Randall. But to me, I think that the points that we've made and what you just basically said, as far as the diversity at the center position, is what the Knicks are looking for. That's why I think we're gonna hold off, because right now, if we get Kessler, yes, he's impactful. Yes, we're a championship team, but if Mitch, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's Kessler, we're expecting him to do what he did at Utah, but then if he comes here and does more, will that create a problem between him and Mitch to where we're starting Kessler over Mitch? Can that be a possibility to where now the team is diverted? Or do we go after actual center who has offense like a Hartenstein, to where we can go half defense with the rim protection for Mitchell, and then go on the other side with the offense like we did with Hartenstein? Those are the two
Yeah,
things that I look
The
at.
Walker Kessler thing is dead though. The Knicks for the most part can't afford to get into a bidding war
Okay.
over big. That's not what they're looking to do. It feels like it feels as if they're not, that's completely outside of what they're looking to do.
Okay.
Right? They're not looking to get into a bidding war and have to give up more assets than they're comfortable with.
I
The
honestly,
Yeah, I think I think what the Knicks are probably more interested in doing is seeing if they can find a diamond in the rough. And now that Walker Kessler is no longer a diamond in the rough, I think they'll move on
yeah,
and try to find something else.
because I seen Walker Kessler playing in the summer league today, and he blocked Edie and dunked on him, and they're making him run in his third year of summer league. So I think that they're trying to put more value on him so that they could get it back. Like you said, like they're gonna do the whole bidding war thing to try to get more money for him. And I don't think that we can walk away with Kessler and actually hold our head high and be like proud. Like, for example, people have a hard time giving up McBride for him, and it's just McBride. But if you give up McBride and Sims and get him, you see what I'm saying? So for me, I agree with you. I don't think we're gonna end up with Kessler. I actually think one of the guys on the list that you brought up earlier, Unc, is more reasonable. Not so much because of the contract, but because of what we did with Hartenstein, where he came here, showed us something as far as hunger, and Tibbs will pull something out of him to where we can be effective. And it doesn't mess up with our whole bottom line. Like I said,
Yeah,
I love Kessler, but I think we're more reasonable with your list that you brought up with the 10 guys.
Yeah,
It'll cost us less. I'll say that much.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
and if we're talking about the dream of what the Knicks want to do, I don't think overspending in their mind is not something that the front office is interested in doing.
Yeah.
Not even for a
Unless
guy
they
that they feel like can be a
Freezy,
part of the future.
unless they think Kessler is going to be the replacement for Mitch, and they'll be comfortable paying him decent amount of
But
money.
if they felt that way though, like I said earlier, I think they would have signed him just as quickly as they did with Bridges and OG.
Signed? You mean traded for him?
Trade. Sorry.
But
He would be on the
you're
team. Yeah.
forgetting who they're dealing with.
True. It's Danny Ainge, I know, but to me, I'm just saying, like, when the Nick, it's the same thing with Bridges. I didn't even think we got Bridges. Even now, hearing the name Bridges, I'm still like, we got Bridges from the Nets. Like, I'm not saying that we know Ainge is going to be difficult, but I just feel if the Knicks really wanted him, they would have made the effort to actually go into the second apron, made the clauses, and lock down for the next 2 to 3 years, as opposed to playing this back and forth like they are now. Because
With
they
what?
got his
Wait,
piece.
huh?
Another part too,
What?
Cowboy
What?
Bob, is the Wall Street opens every day at a certain time, bro. They ring a bell to let everybody know that it's time to trade, bro. The market last week for Walker Kessler and the market this week for Walker Kessler are not the same thing,
Yeah.
right? And it's the same. It's the same with a lot of guys around the league. Like just because you found them doesn't necessarily mean you found him at a certain rate. He ain't gonna be at that certain rate for long, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I keep thinking if they wanted Kessler, we would have been the same way we were with Bridges, waiting for it to finalize. We would have had something in the works because his value, like you just said last week, isn't the same as this week, and it's going up. We might as well get him now. And if the Knicks aren't pulling that trigger, I think that they have something in their back pocket that we don't even know about yet that may surprise us. The same way iHeart came here, $8 million for 2 years, and he stepped up. I think they found their next player because we would have already had Kessler. I think he's on the list. That's all I'm saying. I think he's on that list that you have. I don't think it's Nick. I don't think it's Kessler. I think it's one of those guys you said, Williams maybe, but something because it's not adding up to me. If everything that they've done made us better, they did it before the sixth. All the moves they made, they did it before the sixth. They were ready, locked in. So to me, if center was really that important to them, they would have added that to the criteria. I think they're cooking something in the back end that we just need to wait for.
Mm,
Sorry,
that's
I knew what I said.
interesting. That's interesting in a sense where um, I think Knicks fans may not. Okay, so here's my theory on it, and it's gonna sound disrespectful. It's not. I'm not buying it, bro.
Okay.
I don't think that. I think we give the Knicks front off. And listen, do they deserve a lot of credit? Absolutely, right. Do they deserve a lot of credit? Absolutely, right. I'm not talking ish about them or do whatever. But ultimately, there are only so many moves that you can make. Like there's only so much stuff out there that you could you know what I'm saying? It's only so many things you can do, right? And so I'm not saying that the Knicks are not smart enough to do certain things. What I'm saying is ultimately, if they had a trick in their bag, I think they would have they would have used that trick already, right? Because there's no benefit in stalling out, especially with summer league coming up. Like what benefit is there to doing that? Right?
Doing
Like
what?
holding what benefit is it to holding all your aces? There is no benefit to it.
I mean,
Good point. I guess I think they have a reserve. Let me just say it that way. I think they have a reserve in their back pocket in case everything else falls through. Because they
I
did
mean,
make offers for Kessler, they did make offers for Nick. But I'm just saying, I think they have a solid plan in case everything falls through.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I
Dre.
think it's I oh go ahead, Dre, my bad.
oh, I didn't say anything. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's ultimately comes down to the Knicks front office did the very best that they can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they did an outstanding job. I think they probably have outfoxed everybody in the league this offseason, every other front office, in my opinion. That's my opinion, right? But the thing is, though, is Knicks fans with us, no matter what they do, bro, nothing is ever gonna be good enough for Knicks fans, bro. Ever,
Well,
ever.
and
It's
that's
just
another
what it
thing.
is, bro. That's all you did right there, Knicks front office. You should have did such and such and such and such.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what, to me, that's what it's like. You know what I'm saying? For the Knicks front office, it's like, no matter what you do, you can't please Knicks fans. And I know that sounds crazy, and it is, but man, come on, bro. This offseason, they deserve an A++ for what they did.
I agree. And that's another thing I don't understand. Most people are so stuck into, even me. Like, I'm still saying we need certain things, even though they made great moves. But the additions that I say we need may not be what they really need. For
Right.
example, us getting OG and Bridges, I didn't even think that was possible, but they pulled it off. That being said, who else do they have in their back pocket that we don't know about? So for me, if we're all sitting here saying, "Oh, we need to prepare as a championship team," we've never been a championship team in a long time. We don't even know what that is. So we need to just sit back and chill and actually understand what they're doing. I think we're good. Like I said before, I think we're good at where we're at. The Knicks have impressed me the last 2 years. I think we can run and make a good playoff seed. But with what we have, I think is the EFC. That's it. But I'm looking for championship. Thus far, they impressed me, and I think that the Knicks know what they're doing. Whether we add someone or not, I still think that if it was that important, they would have brought it up to the forefront. But you did bring up a good point. There's only but so much moves you can do. So, like I said, I agree with everything you guys are saying. Thank you for hearing me out, but I don't think we're gonna get another move until after the summer league. My opinion.
Yeah. What? uh, to me, it's as simple as what else do you? I mean, what you want rainbows too? I mean, what else can the Knicks front office do, bro? The Knicks legit have done just about everything you want a front office to do this offseason, bro. I mean, what else is? I mean, we want icing on the cake too.
No, no, no. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm okay with what they did. I have nothing left to complain. If they could get Kessler, I'm okay. I'm okay with what we had. I'm okay. I don't know about everybody else, but the people I've spoken to, they want more. They want this. We want small ball, and I'm like, all of this can't work. You can't sit here and come up with 10 different schemes and not have the personnel to run them. So for me, the Knicks 150 wins last year, based off of all injuries and everything, that made it work. You should be crazy to think that they're not going to try to repeat it this year with the improvements that they've already made. I don't think they need to do anything. If they do anything, they saw something that I didn't. I think we're fine right now. Bridges, and OG coming. I think we're good. I would love to test the young guys, let them see what they're capable of, because I think our championship window is in the next year or two. But that's me.
Okay, all right. I mean, okay, yeah. I think Dre, do you think they did a great job this offseason, or is it just me? Am I
Uh,
tripping?
nah, you're not tripping. I mean, I kind of had to convince you a little bit before the Mikel trade, but
Look, I think the McHale trade got everyone on board, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah.
Because when we were talking about the whole OG signing, I was nervous, but even Uncle was like, "Yo, we got OG. We did all of this for a reason." But when we got the Bridges, that opened up a whole new pathway to where I think everybody's thinking, "Oh, we got Bridges. We can add more." And nah, I think we're just too excited. Like, we won the $5,000 lottery ticket. Now we're going back and spending five
we
thousand
we
dollars
we
on getting
we
more lottery
we
tickets.
we outright picked a direction
Yeah.
and swung for a home run, and we did hit it. Everything at this point is just kind of like window dressing, the last final pieces and touch ups,
Yeah.
and getting a backup center is one of those things. And at this point, they swung the Michael Bridges trade. Like, I'm pretty confident they'll find an appropriate or solid backup a guy that's willing to, or a guy that's capable of stepping up and starting in case we have injury.
Yeah.
They've earned that respect. They've earned that level of trust at this point.
Yeah. Yeah,
Agreed.
it makes sense, man. As a Knicks fan, bro, the main thing I think we should be doing right now is chilling out, let them people cook.
Yep.
Right? Just chilling out, letting them people cook. I mean, it's not like we traded away Julius Randle from Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Right? It's not like, we sacrificed it. We said it's not like we put Jalen Brunson's extension in jeopardy, right? Because we re-signed OG Anunoby. Nah, ain't none of those things occurred, bro. We in high cotton. I think right now. So Cowboy Bob, you're a youngster, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what people do when they get in hot cotton, bro. When you get and this is a down south saying, when people get in hot cotton, guess what they start doing, bro?
Sweating?
Do
They
you
start
know?
sweating?
You know what people do when they get in hot cotton, bro?
Sweat? I don't know.
They start nitpicking.
Mm.
When
Okay.
people are in hot cotton, bro, they start picking nits because there's nothing else for them to. Bro, when you in hot cotton, the only thing left is to now become bougie. Start complaining.
Facts. And you ain't even earned the check yet because you ain't won a championship. How you gonna be boozy?
Yeah, bro, it's a part of it, bro.
I didn't know that that's what happens when you get.
Yeah, man. People get in hot cotton. The next level is complaining, bro. That's it.
Nah.
That's the next level. That's what we are as Knicks fans. Is it right? Nah, it ain't right. Right, it ain't right. But it's what we do. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's where we are. I mean, I ain't sweating it, bro. It's where we are. It's part of the conversation part of it.
How you ain't sweating? It's hot cotton up. It's hot.
Nah, it's a part of it, bro. It's a part of the game. It's what people do when they get comfortable, bro.
But I don't even know why we're comfortable. Like, to be honest, what makes us comfortable? That's the one catch I don't see that Knicks fans see. Oh, we're comfortable,
We
or
don't- we don't we don't even deserve to be comfortable yet, bro.
yeah, like we haven't done anything. We haven't made the EFC or the finals in 20 something years. So to me, we shouldn't even be comfortable. I understand that everyone wants to add to be better, but with what we have and what we're limited as far as cap space, we only have $5 million before we hit the second apron. Like we're at 170, 174 as far as total revenue. For me, it's like you guys are doing something. Sit back and relate, relax, and see what they're gonna come up with. Because the next one might actually put us over the top. It started with Josh Hart, started with Dante, started with Brunson. Like everything they've been doing the last 3 years, is like wow. I
Yeah.
just I don't
They
think we
have
should be
$50
complaining for if
million.
it's our first time here.
They have
Like
$50
that whole
million.
saying when they say act like you've been there before. I don't believe in that saying because if you've been there before, you wouldn't be acting the way you were acting. And how are you gonna know how to act if you've never been there? You can act professional and cordially, but you can still act stupidly. Like for example,
Yeah.
certain places you go to certain places and act a certain way doesn't mean you're title championship or anything. You have to be there to understand what it's like. Us getting to the door doesn't mean we are entitled to get in. That's why I say I don't think we should be comfortable. We should just enjoy the moment, sit back, look at what we have, and try to build off of that because that's what the front
And
office is.
the irony
But
is, we say in Leon we trust, right? We say in Leon we trust, right? People say that a lot. And then at the same time talk about how many pieces we missing. We say the roster's not complete. Well, we know the roster's not complete. The preseason, the legit, the offseason just started, bro. We not even double digit days into July, bro. How we talking about um um the roster not being complete?
yeah,
Certain things we just got to be, certain things as Knicks fans we just got to be better at a lot of stuff, and being patient is one of them, bro. We not even in double digit days into the official start of the league yet, right? We not even double digit days into that yet. and we talking about the roster being incomplete, I think we gotta relax, bro. We ain't even summer league ain't even started in earnest for us yet. I think we gotta
I'm
relax.
gonna say that Freezy didn't. I'll put it this way: Derrick Jones Jr. didn't sign with the Mavericks until like August, and he was a
Right.
starter in the finals for them.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, gotta relax. And plus, like about the apron and all that stuff, we got $15 million to go, not five.
I still don't
15.
understand that. But we at 174.
Yeah. And the second apron is 189.
Yeah. And the
So
first
we
apron is
have $15 million to
I know, but
spend.
it's okay. Let me ask you: is the reason why we're at the second apron is because the amount of
We're
money
not at
per
the second
contract?
apron. We're not
Right.
at the second apron.
You know,
Why do
I'm
you
just gonna
keep
leave it
saying
alone,
that?
Dre.
Yeah, I think we gotta relax, bro. We keep doing the apron talk, bro. We
Yeah.
not
Let's just skip that whole entirety because that's
We're
like
not
a
at the second apron. The second apron is 189 million, and we're not gonna go over. We're gonna go as close as we can get to it without going over.
right.
okay.
Which makes sense.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
to me, like I
It's
said, the whole apron thing is confusing, but I agree that we should do exactly what you just said because us getting to the closest part, we still have Randall. We don't know what we're gonna do with him come next season, or what we're gonna do with.
That's not relevant. That's not relevant to this season.
But wait, I
I'm
thought
talking
that
about
if you're,
this season. We have $15 million to work with this year.
I understand, but the reason why
Randall is
I say
something
that,
we think about later on.
no, the reason why I say that is because isn't there a cap penalty if you're in the second apron 2 out of 4 years?
Yeah, but we're not in the second apron, so what are you worried about it for?
Dre, relax. I know. That's why I said I agree with us not being in the second apron. That's why I'm saying because if you think about it, if we get capped at the second apron now,
I
when it
don't think
comes
you
time
listening to Dre, bro. I don't think you heard a word what
We're
Dre said,
not
bro.
capped at the second apron, and we're not going to be in the second apron.
I
Why do you
understand.
keep mentioning it up? We're not.
I understand that, but the reason why I asked you the question was: is there a cap penalty in the second apron when
You
you do
already
two
said the
out of four
penalty
years?
for the
I'm
second
asking
apron.
you: is that a penalty? You said
Yes,
yes.
there's a
That's the
penalty.
only
You
reason why I
can't
asked.
aggregate salaries in a trade. You can't take back more money in a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you do it, if you're in the second apron 2 years in a row, they dump your draft pick to the bottom of the lottery or the bottom of the first round,
Yeah.
Yeah.
regardless.
That's a good reason why we should stay where we're at.
Well, well, that's the plan. The plan was to never ever be in the second apron this year at all. The only
Okay.
way we would go into the second apron is if we're extreme heavy favorites to win a championship and we're cool with it.
And that's not a Nick strategy. That's a
That's a league
NBA everybody.
strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay. All right. I'm just gonna leave it at that because the thing is what's scaring me is hearing the first and second apron and not understanding it. I think that's why I just keep bringing it up. So thank you, Dre, for
Or,
clearing that up.
I mean, brother, the research is out there. Just
No,
go
it's
find
not
it.
that. It's like I said, it's the nitpicking to me because they say, "Oh, you're not at the first pass. You're not in the second apron until you pass 179." But then you're telling me we
You're not
have.
at the second apron until you're at 189. The second apron is after 189. The first apron is 174. We're in the first apron right
Oh, okay.
now.
No, because I thought it was 179. That's why I
I think
said
yeah, I think
right.
you're putting one before two in this sense. Or
Yeah,
in terms of importance. But you
yeah.
have to be one before you get to two. If that's just if I
Yeah.
No, the reason why I asked was because, like I said, it's also with the Hartenstein as well. Like, if we had signed Hartenstein, would we have been at the hard cap? Yeah, and I don't see why
We
we
would have
didn't
been
do
at
it.
hard capped at apron one. At apron one. Not at apron two. At apron one.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. See, everybody's not meant to be in the calculator Olympics.
True. No, I agree with you, Dre. I just had to, like I said, I'm glad you're here to figure it out and tell me the things that I was misreading and mishearing, even though I still don't
we
fully understand.
if
But
I'll
I
put it
agree.
this way.
Thank you.
I'll put it this way: if a Hartenstein contract was to put us at the second apron, they probably just let him go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But the
So
fact that
okay.
it
So
couldn't
it was
take us
more
into the second apron is the reason why we were even trying to get him back.
okay. So okay. Because like I said, for me, I wondered. I'm just trying to see if it was a money thing why we didn't re-sign him, stuff like that with
The
Hartenstein. So
only the only way we would go into the second apron is if Giannis was available in a trade and he took us into the second apron. That's literally the only way it happens.
Yeah.
okay. All right.
You
Then that's
you
perfect.
you
Okay.
you would only do that is if you get a top five MVP player in his prime. That's the only way we would pivot that direction.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Agreed. And the other thing too is knowing Leon Rose, he probably wouldn't do that either. Like the only way I could see Leon Rose doing it is if it's for Anthony Edwards. I don't think he'd do it for Giannis. Right. And the reason why he would do it for Anthony Edwards instead of Giannis is because one, the obvious thing is he's a younger player, not entering his prime. And two, Anthony Edwards at this stage can't make the money that Giannis makes. Right.
Hmm.
And it's because of years of service.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah,
That's
that's the reason why I would think they would go in a different direction. The only.
but it's
Like the
still
actual second apron and stuff like that is the reason why the Bucks are trying to get off of um
Lopez.
Brooke Lopez.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have just been like, "Screw, we pay the tax. Who cares?"
And that's because they pay in Dame and because see, look, the whole thing is what's confusing me. I don't want to be, and I know we're not, but I don't want to be in a Buck situation where we have two players that have max contracts and we're getting rid of a Brook Lopez who we could use. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
we
that's
won't.
the
We don't
scary.
have anybody making $60 million a year like Giannis and Dame.
I know.
So,
I'm just saying, like, when it comes time to sign Randall and Brunson, I don't want it to be where those two are so hard locked to where now we have to get rid of Bridges because, you know what I'm saying? Like, the next 2 years, we're going to be dealing with that. I don't want to be in that position.
with what we gave up for Bridges, he's getting an extension. You could bet that.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I think they're going to do what they did with OG. Maybe opt him out, get him an extra 12 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the further and further it goes, I think Brunson's gonna take that extension to help us out.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I think that him and Randall, even though Randall got a player option at the end of this year, I think both of them are going to be on board for an extension, but they'll probably ask for the extra year. Like with the OG, I think with the money that OG wanted, we couldn't give him that extra year until he opted out. Then we gave him the extra year to give him the money he wanted at 212. So I think that's what we're going to be doing to where we won't be in the same situation as the Bucks to where we have two great athletes that are being maxed, but then we got to get rid of a key asset like a Brook Lopez, which in turn would be our Bridges to me.
Okay. All right. All right.
Thanks,
Hey,
Dre. Like I
Freezy,
said, this money thing, I'm glad you know, brother, because to me,
it's a headache, but
yeah,
eventually you figure it out after consuming enough information. It's a headache, but there's charts and graphs that break it down and break down our current cap situation and all that types of stuff. It's a lot, but
Yeah.
you'll end up figuring it out.
okay.
It take a matter of time, bro. You don't become a gold medal winner in the gymnastics overnight, bro. You got you can.
You can't
Yo,
be
hey,
Usain
hey,
Bolt.
Cowboy, but I love sticking it to, bro. I no lie, bro. I love having a conversation with the nerds, bro. The nerds are like, stop calling me a nerd. Hey, bro, yeah.
He's like, I'm
Hey,
not a
Freezy,
nerd.
I'm a knockout tonight. But appreciate chopping it up with you as
Have a good
Yeah,
one.
always.
man. I'm
Peace through
getting I'm
Bob.
getting out of here too, man. My internet is
Yeah,
on fire
I ain't
tonight.
got nothing left, but thank you guys. Go New York, go New York, go. I'm
All
all
right,
tapped
everybody,
out too.
we gonna get out of here. Peace, everybody.
Have a
All
good
right, bro.
night. Peace.